Same. Why did it do that? Oh, because I'm. Why am I not looking at the right place? Perfect. Ah, this looks so good. So nice. So beautiful. Nothing.
Okay. All right. So, fun thing to start out on. Yeah. Before we start on that, might as well just go and get introductions out of the way.
Yeah.
So, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nerd Ensemble podcast, where we talk about nerd culture and we try things, which could be a fun highlight later. Don't know what the hell you're doing. Anyway,
Drink
yeah.
water.
Oh yeah. Later we're definitely gonna be just trashing some stuff. Probably not too much later. We'll see. But yeah, anything neurologic. I am Nexus 71C, and
I'm Sweden Boy Gaming, Sweden Cat Boy Gaming, depending on where you're watching.
yeah, yeah, we are the normal hosts of this show. Sometimes we have guests, but we've only ever had two on.
Both were forced to it.
Yeah, both were kind of forced to, and both talked equally as much. Believe it or not.
I think Shorty would have
Oh,
loved this
okay.
episode though, because he loves Star Wars.
Probably, but you know what? He's not online, so it sucks for him.
Lemon water.
Yeah,
Oh god,
so
it's sour. Oh,
I don't know what these are. What are these called?
I don't know.
Color it candy? Is that what this is called? I don't know what the hell it's called. It's it's like rich chocolate, but like it's like these white, like a ton of white balls or something, like in a packaging. I don't
Kinder
remember what it's
eggs?
called because no, I don't actually. Hold on, wait,
Well, Kinder eggs is illegal in
sixlets. Hold on, color color candy sixlets.
the fuck.
I don't know. It just we have them here, and I'm like, you know what? Sure, why not? It seems like a nice snack. And then I read the I read the nutrition facts on the back. It says total sugars 19 grams. Not bad. That's not a bad thing. And then I looked above it. It said about 13 servings per container. Guess what 19 times 13 is?
Over 100.
Like 240 grams of sugar in an entire bag. Like
Is it per
Jesus
serving or
Christ.
is so
Okay,
is the 19 grams for per serving or for the whole
no, okay.
package?
No, okay. 19 grams is it says amount per serving. So it's 19 grams per serving. There are 13 servings in per container, which a container is this entire bag. So 13, basically about
190.
240 roughly,
No.
I think, or 250. It's fine.
230. 30
Okay,
or 20. Or 220.
hold on. I had it on my calculator. I closed it. Which give me a second. Did it
19
turn off? No, I did not.
times 13 is. That's not what I wanted.
Wait a sec. Let me mute my. Okay.
247.
Yep.
It's almost
So
250. Holy fuck.
almost 250. Point is, yeah, that's a lot.
Hi JC, by the way,
Seriously.
welcome to the world of the nerd ensemble.
Where at the moment we're talking about that I'm eating a bag of chocolate candy that equates to 200, almost 250 grams of sugar.
That sounds like, isn't that like what Coke have in it in a one like 200 2
I
liters?
should check. Oh, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper right now. Let me see what it is.
Isn't Dr. Pepper sweeter though than Coke?
Maybe it's 55 grams, and that's
I mean,
a serving size is one bottle, so 55 grams per on the bottle.
yeah, but that's like a tiny bottle, like a half liter bottle, right?
I want you to. Okay, thank you. Of course he does. I mean, imagine he would. That makes ultimate sense. It's all that makes sense. Oh shit. I need to get a bigger chat open. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna close This
No.
chat.
Oh god.
Hold on. View docs. Restream chat. I'm gonna put that on there because it's easier to deal with. It's a bigger screen, so I can actually see, actually read it better.
I fucking love JC. He's such a great guy.
Okay, let's just pretend that I wasn't looking at the chat for a few minutes. So I don't know what the hell.
Don't worry about it, okay?
All I saw was something about that they needed to tell me that you smell. I'm like, okay. Then you said no, you.
Tell me
That's
more.
all I got.
Okay, don't worry. Actually, check. Does it OBS have a chat?
Yeah, but I just closed it because I reopened Restream chat. Like I reopened that doc so I could see it instead because it has bigger font, so I can actually read.
Yeah. That explains it.
God, this mic. You just heard me chewing, and I'm like, God.
He left the chat. Oh my,
Anyway.
dang. No, he just
What?
he just said he left the chat.
Ah.
My plan was foiled. But you see, JC. Next is not the brightest guy, okay?
Yeah, I'm not really the brightest knife in the crayon box.
Well, okay, I can't stop laughing because remember I told you how me and Danny talked about flower and flower pots a few days ago?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there and say no.
You don't even
I'm
know what
not
it's
talking
about.
Yeah, so for context, he comes up to me. When I say comes up, as in like, he messages me and says that Danny, his girlfriend, and also a friend of mine for, I guess, ever since we started when we started watching FMA. I think that was the first time. But anyway, point is, comes up to me and says that she wanted us to talk about flowers and flower pots on a podcast. And I'm just like, why? Like, why would we do that? Like, what the hell? What kind of conversation can we get out of talking about flowers and flower pots?
Oh, you would. Oof. And also, yeah, FMA is a weird show. I know. It's a good show. Yeah, it's weird. Like, yeah. But we're not about FMA right now. We're gonna talk about flower.
What's a weird show?
FMA.
No, the first one definitely.
Both is kind of weird.
But
Like,
the first one was way weirder.
yeah. Well,
Way more.
and then we have the Chimera, of course, with I don't remember his name. Tucker. I think it is.
I mean, both of them have that, but
Yeah. And that's just like this both, but yeah. And I promise you, I told you you would shut me down after 2 seconds when I mentioned this. But also, you don't even know what we were talking about when we talked about flowers and flower pots.
do I really need to?
It's good this is a mature stream. Okay, so basically, oh my god. So basically,
before we start, hold on. Yeah, there's a note right there for what we just said. This is a mature stream. This is a mature podcast. If you can't handle any of the topics that would be of matureness, of maturity, just go ahead and stop listening, stop watching, whatever you're doing. Just, go and get out of here.
Run for your life.
Okay, that just sounds threatening. Still, get out of here. But if you can handle all that, no matter what the hell your age is, Fine, alright, stay, you know, yeah, your
Yeah,
problem.
as long as you're not on the 12. Actually, don't tell us you're on the 12 because by TOS we need to ban you. Blah blah. Report
Yes,
it.
because we're the ones who. I mean, I'm not gonna report them. I don't care. Do what the hell you want. Someday's
Yeah.
gonna catch up to you.
Yeah. The only thing is, I'm gonna ban you because I can actually get in trouble for allowing you to knowingly know that you are under the age of allowed age.
That's not a thing.
Huh.
You don't get in trouble for knowing that an account is below the age of 13.
I don't think knowing, but I think the issue is that often that they can.
They won't send anything to you, and they won't say anything to you if you knowingly knew that and didn't say a word. It's just like, hey, it's their fault. They did it. Whatever the hell. That's their problem. It's not mine.
No.
I don't
But
give a damn if
yeah.
you're creating an account when you're not supposed to be. That's your problem.
But yeah. So I have a very interesting stuff. I talk interesting stuff with a lot of people actually. I think me and JT have had a lot of interesting conversations in our life. It's also not mature in conversation, or well, it's mature conversations. I have a lot of mature conversations, which is weird.
Right.
Yeah. So you know how you to compliment some girls sometimes and call them that they are beautiful like flowers.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about? So I was thinking, but I'm kind of messed up like that. Technically, men are flowers, and girls are flower pots.
I mean, you could also say that you're pollinating, so
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
maybe
for a
you still
flower
both be
to grow,
flowers
you
because
don't need a
flowers do
second.
pollinate other flowers.
Yeah, but for a flower to grow, you need a flower pot or dirt, but like in general terms, a flower pot.
Why do you think they call it seeds?
Because that's where the flower comes from.
I meant, why do you think they call, a person's child their seed?
Because it's
That's another
it.
thing.
So that's what I mean. Women are flower pots.
We should probably, phrase in there.
No. Men are flowers and women are flower pots.
Like, oh, be careful what you're saying.
Well,
Okay, we're talking in metaphors here. We're not being serious. People don't take this seriously. Is he? Is he? I don't know about that.
I'm probably the
I don't think I
most.
agree.
I'm kind of. I'm definitely in a ton.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Anyway.
talked about flower and flower pots.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, okay. Again, we're shutting this conversation down, not because of its inappropriateness, but because I don't care. Oh, you want to fix your mic there.
Yeah, wait. I'm gonna see if this works. I may go deaf for 5 seconds because I'm. Okay, I don't know where my. Oh, okay. I have an issue. Oh, I found the network. Okay.
This is a brilliant start, by the way.
I will let you know the topics are whenever I can actually get to the damn
topics.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on.
Oh God! Oh no! Not this one.
Okay, so I switched headsets.
That.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Damn. Again.
Ow.
Horrible quality.
Ow. Yeah, a very good horrible quality. The leaking sound. I don't think this leaks as much.
Well, you weren't leaking a second ago.
I was leaking a second ago.
You
What?
were.
Yes, I was.
No, you were when we started, but or when you joined the call, but you haven't been linking since.
Oh no, I see I'm leaking because my thing lit up.
Yeah, it's blinking. You know, your light was blinking, but you weren't actually leaking. Like, you know, no sound was coming through on my end from you.
Yeah, but I prefer not to see the blinking. They don't do with this one.
Well, okay, so basically we jumped from his quality of mic to be slightly meh to Jesus Christ, why? At this rate, stop buying headsets, buy mics.
I don't buy headsets. Well, I buy headsets. I buy headsets, but I don't. Okay, you know what?
Buy a mic next time.
No, because that cost that cost more.
Well, yeah, that's the point, because they're better.
Yeah.
It depends on how bad your mic is there, JC. I had a blue snowball for years, and I
Yeah.
agree those aren't that great. Right now I'm using a Shure SM58. Yes, SM58. So it's
Yeah.
a nice
Also, how much worse is my mic?
How much was this one?
This I'm using. I wish I could switch. If I could use the head, because I think my best headset mic is the one that is leaking the worst.
I mean, if you're using the dual connection, you know, the pink and green, just only plug in the pink one of the good headset, and then take the green from the other headset, and just have them like next to you or something, like, you know, wear it around your neck. I don't know.
Actually, or just put it above my other head. Above.
Yeah, he did that too. Basically, pull an E is what he used to do. He used to use two headsets.
I've seen people do that.
I think he basically used it so he could listen to two audios at once. Like, you know, say he was playing on Xbox and he can listen to the game and hear everything else.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm on my other headset. Real quick, gonna switch. This should be the. Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better. I have quite the specs, JC. Quite the specs.
Yeah. Also, welcome Proto to the
To the Discord? Is that what you're about to say?
yeah, to the stream. Oh my god, I can't speak.
Yes, this is the Discord. That's what we're doing.
Well, we are on Discord talking, you and me.
I mean, if it was an actual Discord and it was the podcast, we'd be in a stage channel or whatever it's called.
Yeah. I don't think you can.
Do those at some point. I mean, I can do that. I can actually start one of those, I think. But I would like to, but I don't have the opportunity to do it. I swear, it just sounds like a freak, like you're spraying, like, you know, out of a bottle, like a water spray.
I have a water bottle.
Then what is the spraying sound?
It's it's like a sports water bottle, like someone who's running uses. That kind, not like you buy in this.
Basically, I mean, okay, whatever. It's just weird. Alright. Okay. So, we'll go on about our topics now that we've had that lovely transition. So, we have plenty of topics on today's list.
Also, I think we should add a topic that we didn't discuss, but we need to talk about Loki.
Okay, well, there's one of the topics that we can do.
Because that's definitely.
Came out.
Yeah, and we both have watched it.
Okay, here's the thing. Spoilers. Should we talk
Yeah.
spoilers?
I mean, you kind of have to, so that we're gonna have to like put up. I feel like that should be the end though. Like that's like one of the final topics, cause, and then you can put up the spoiler warning.
The final one, because technically it's very new. I mean, hell, the finale just came out yesterday, so you know, keep it on the wraps. So, where were we talking? There we are.
Okay, so what should we start with? You had a few topics.
Topics first. I'm gonna mention the topics first. So, for everyone in general to mention. So, basically, we have a few of them. We have sorry about that. Recently, me and Swede finished the Star Wars original trilogy, and we wanted to talk a little bit about that, our thoughts. then I had some mini topics where I just want to talk about a few things. Okay, one of them is a rant that we're gonna tie into a trash segment later. We'll get into that. We're gonna have a trash segment in something. I'm not gonna mention what it's about yet. We'll get to it when we get to it. But it's basically we're gonna be trashing a company and some stuff they do. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Maybe some other rants I'll throw in there for other places, just because it's gonna be the trash segment anyway. I may mention some other things as a mini topic, but eh. Do we actually have any more other topics other than Star Wars and Loki? Like,
Well, you want to talk about Sonic.
did I?
You mentioned something you want to mention about Sonic. You had something tiny that you. You said that you might not want to bring it up, but if you feel like it was something.
Yeah, there might be something mentioned with Sonic in that case, and also another one about what would you call it?
We could talk about what we talked about before the stream.
Oh,
The whole fucking Spider-Man stuff.
I mean, we're going to when we get to the Loki bits because that kind of ties in.
Yeah.
Nothing is You're gonna love our opinion then, JC. Oh boy. But what was that thing I was gonna mention? Oh, basically one of the newer topics because everyone is getting into it lately is about the illustrious Psychonauts 2 God mode. Our thoughts on that one? Guess everybody's having an opinion on it apparently. So we basically are between starting with Star Wars, the God mode. I think we should save the rant from the middle. So what do you think?
I don't know too much about Psychonauts, so we could start with that. So you could give me some insight in that.
It's not really about Psychonauts the game. It's more so about what they're
As yeah, but I still don't know anything about it.
Well, I kind of told you most of what Psychonauts is. It's a
Uh,
game about
yeah, aliens, correct?
no.
I know. That's okay. Well, you told me. I don't remember. See,
Psychonauts is basically about like entering other people's minds. So basically, like you have this like little doorway that you throw on somebody's head, and like your psyche or like your astral projection or whatever. Basically, the thing in Doctor Strange, you know, the astral projection, like that goes into their mind, and you go through like all the craziness of their minds, and like some of their memories are displayed in there, their personality in a way, or like something about them. So let's say there's this paranoid milkman type of guy in the first game. Like it's super, or is like super paranoid, like all the time, very paranoid. So in there, you have these like agent guys who are always on the lookout for something. Like they're always on the lookout for this milkman. Like they're trying to catch him. They think everybody's the milkman. So like you basically there are parts where you have to pick up an item, and if you have that item in your hand, the agents think that you're associated with that item. Like if you have hedge trimmers, you're a gardener. If you have a plunger, you're a sewer worker. If you have a rifle, you're an assassin. So just like if you have all these things and you're in these like restricted areas, if you have this certain item, you can go into those areas and it's fine. If you don't, you'll be arrested by the agents and you'll be interrogated. It's just like a little quick like sort of game over thing, or like we're set to checkpoint or handyman, yeah. So it's just like all that kind of stuff. So
woo!
basically, that's Psychonauts. But I mean, it sounds boring for my explanation, but it's really fun. It's really funny in some cases. It's well worth a play, and again, it's on Game Pass, so I do think you should play it at some point.
I should sometime,
Play
maybe.
the first game, and then go on to the second one. But you got that. Anyway, Psychonauts 2. Basically, the developers, Double Fine. Yeah, it is really fun. But the developers, Double Fine, have decided that they're gonna add a God mode in the beginning. I mean, an actual mode, God mode, where basically it's you have invincibility right then and there. And basically, from the beginning, like you can have invincibility in the game, and you can play through the whole game being completely invincible, never take damage, and basically, it would not void a single achievement if you played that way. That's what they're doing. So if you played it that way, it would not void any achievement completion. You can still play the whole game, be invincible, get every achievement, no problem.
I could see that being good.
People are very pissed about this.
Yeah, but it makes sense. But also, I can see that if you have like, oh, collect this stuff, it's gonna be like, okay, that's annoying because I get killed at this area a lot. Maybe you don't want to be like, I want to just collect this stuff to complete this achievement. So then I can say, I don't feel like game completion in a sense should have allow it in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get where some people are coming from in that case, where it's like, you don't want that to be a thing. I mean, you would rather at least have some things blocked off, but I mean, whatever. But people are going a little bit too overzealous with the whole thing, because it's like, they're going with the whole, oh, achievements, or in this case, like a higher difficulty, just means that, you have this like feeling of accomplishment, and therefore that is how all games should be. You should always have this like feeling of accomplishment because you got over something hard. That is a game or whatever. It's just like, I mean, okay, I get where you're coming from, but no, that's not a game. That's not how a game entirely has to be. Like, for me, for example, let's say Dark Souls, like any Souls type game, it's always about this like huge difficulty spike, and like these like crazy annoying hard enemies or bosses or whatever. And it's just like, sure, you probably feel great after beating one that took you hours or sometimes even days to complete if you're that bad like me. If you're that bad like me, then sure. But
It would take you years.
right. Technically it has, because I haven't gotten past the first boss because I stopped playing because I got bored. And I haven't played since. So technically it has been years. But so basically what I'm saying is like, sure, it could probably make it feel better, but at the same time it's like, I don't like games like that. I don't like it. To me, I don't like games where I have to feel accomplished, where I have to beat something to feel accomplished about it or enjoy it, because it's like, okay, that's the thing, getting over hurdles. That is not the type of game I want to play. I want to play a game where I'm going to enjoy every second of it, with like all the story, basically whether it's story, the gameplay, the mechanics, the visuals, the music, all that kind of stuff. I don't really care much for, oh, hey, it's super damn difficult, I want to beat this to feel better about myself. Like, no, that's not my take. Sure, people can do that, that's cool, but it's like, it's different. So my point overall is that everybody's different in the way they want to play a game. And for some stupid reason, everybody's getting all pissed off about this, because it's like, oh, it has God mode, so, people can be freaking whiny babies or whatever. There are people who are actually saying that and all this other stuff. I'm like, no. No.
I mean, I can accept people playing. I would say this. Easy, no, you shouldn't play easy. Normal is fine. Hard, that's kind of interesting. And if there's a harder difficulty, that can be really fun depending on the game. Like, I played Ghost of Tsushima on, I think, second hardest difficulty, because I think the third one was like, oh, we can one hit you. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's an acquired thing. I mean, for a lot of people, I mean, sure, most people are going to really enjoy like the super hard stuff, and I get it. I mean, sure, if that's what you like, sure, but for me, no, I don't. I don't like the super hard stuff because I feel like I'd get too bored quickly, or it's just like I get too annoyed, and I don't want to always feel annoyed when playing a game. I don't like feeling angry all the damn time when playing a game. I want to be there to enjoy the game, not to freaking hate myself and hate everything else around me. That's not the point of me playing a game. You play the damn game to escape reality, not to feel like the same thing's happening. That's what everybody says, right? No, but okay. But basically, you go.
I didn't know you were fighting aliens in your daily life.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway. Okay. So.
Like, goddammit, I tried to escape life and the aliens are still coming.
That one. Okay, so point overall is you got that, but another take on this is what a lot of people have been bringing up is that what about those with, let's say, like disabilities or anything, where it's like it's definitely harder to play these type of games. I'm sure you can have accessibility in the sense of like, say, like different accessibility options to like add handicaps in the sense like multiple different ones, or uh in some ways like people with less, well, I don't want to say that. I was gonna say lesser disability, but I don't want to say that because there's no such thing as lesser in reality. It's just all disabilities are disabilities. It's not fun.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there is
you have
those.
stuff like the what Xbox created, like that. I forget what it's called, but it's like the one controller that you can just like hook up switches and everything to allow you to, or to allow people with like motor issues to where like they can easily play the game and everything.
Yeah,
So
but
you got stuff like that. But point
yeah,
overall, what I'm saying is like with this, it's like there are people who like don't have like fast reaction times, for example, and this would help out good because it's like you have invincibility, you don't have to worry about it. Just go through the story and enjoy it. Enjoy your time playing it. I mean, you don't have to die every 5 seconds because you can't help it. So it's kind of helpful.
I
I mean, there's other disabilities like I mentioned, but I don't want to go down a list here.
yeah, I know. It's just in general, like to a degree. I feel like invincible mode is like that's stupid in general. Like
I mean, in a way, it is, but I mean,
I can see it as
the
a
point.
post game thing, like after you complete the game once. Like
And
then,
that's another thing that people mention. Yeah, that it would be best just to have it as like a completion requirement where you have to complete the game to get it. But I mean,
because then it
and
doesn't.
honestly, in another way, I mean, it doesn't really matter because honestly, who cares what other people do? I mean, just if you don't like it, don't play on it. Then don't use the mode. Just play the normal mode. Pick which difficulty you like. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I
Who
do.
cares? Yeah, who cares what how other people play? They play. They play. You play. You play.
Yeah, I mostly play. I have started doing either second hardest or hardest difficulty depending on what the hardest difficulty tells you. Is it like, oh, it's gonna one hit you? I'm like, nope. I think I played second hardest on The Last of Us mostly the because you need so much components in that game. That's like everything you collect is very important.
That and what is it? What is in the first one? It's grounded. Or is that the second one?
I don't know.
But
It's
whichever it
like
is, like the highest difficulty in both the games is not fun.
it's just like, oh, basically there's nothing to collect. So it's like, but
Yeah, it's not fun. And one of them, I don't know what game it is. I forget what game it is. Of in general, the highest difficulty in one of those games introduces permadeath.
was it the second one maybe? I
No,
don't know.
maybe it's that one because that one makes sense. I mean, what? How would that have permadeath? But in like another game in general, I remember like the highest difficulty had permadeath. So it's like you know,
Yeah, I think I've played that game.
character dies. Character's gone.
I think there was like a hardcore mode that was like, was basically a hardcore mode. It was like, if you die forever. Like, okay, I don't wanna die.
Yeah, it just I don't know. People are like really damn sour about this. Like I see it everywhere. So many people were talking about this and going
Yeah,
crazy about it. I'm like,
I
I
could
don't
see to, as I said,
understand.
I could see to a degree. Like, it's kind of like,
I mean, sure, it kind of feels unearned or a little cheaty in the sense, but at the same time, I mean, it's whatever. Okay, I mean, some
yeah,
people it could be a really good help to them just to be able to play the game and have fun in their own way.
yeah,
And at the same time, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you feel like it's a cheat when it comes to getting the achievements, don't use it. Get the achievements in the way you want to get them, or complete the game you want to
yeah,
complete it in. Stop worrying about however everybody else plays. But no, sorry, this is the internet. We have to care about what everybody else does. What everybody else does is what matters. What we do, whatever.
Yeah.
Damn internet.
I need to do a real important thing real quick. Hey Google, alarm 3 p.m.
Actually, didn't hear it that time.
No. It's because it takes down the volume. I don't know why. It like lowers the volume. I want it to on 80%. For some reason, I think it goes down to 50 or something.
It'd be funny if you said 80 and it just like thought you said 18 or something.
Oh yeah, this Google thing doesn't know the difference between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. No, I use it because you can use 1 to 10 as a volume thing. 8 is 80. So I use that. Just check the Google app real quick. My Google Home. My beautiful Google Home.
We should have two.
It's on 48%. I don't know why.
We should have two Google Homes now, and I still refuse to use one. Because I mean, you know,
I got mine for free.
living room. I just don't want one. Like, I mean, I don't really care for it. I don't really care to have it. And honestly,
It's actually a good alarm. I use it as an alarm all the time. And check the weather.
It's not hard. It's not hard just to open my phone. I have a weather app, and I could just use the built-in alarm clock on my phone.
Yeah, but I can listen to that. Hey Google, what's the weather?
Howdy.
Okay.
I like how that's captured on Discord but not on stream. I have too much. I have too much. Oh fuck. Oh god. The sun. The sun has risen.
Oh boy. The light. It burns.
I'm not a fucking vampire. Jesus Christ, what do you think I am?
Trust me. Well, that depends. Do you like garlic?
Yeah, eat garlic and food.
How about onions?
I eat it in food, I don't eat it otherwise. Like, I'm not a big fan of onions.
I like sweet onions. Those are kind of nice. But sweet onions aren't as like have a spiciness to it. But I mean, it's still there. But I'm just saying it's more tame. But it's kind of nice to eat those. Those are nice. Anyway, as for the other topics, because I'm pretty much done with the last one. Would you like to move into Star Wars?
Star Wars, Star Wars. This is the thing with weird robots and talking blobs.
I don't know about talking blobs, but
I mean, what would you call Jabba the Hutt? Kind of a blob.
slug.
Yeah, but he's not a blob.
Giant snail. I don't know.
No, I think snails need to have a shell. I think that's what.
Shed their snow.
You heard it here, guys. Shed their snail.
Shells can shed their snow. Put that on a t-shirt.
F9.
Put that shit on a t-shirt.
Oh god.
Any notes? Because I actually took notes during the first movie.
Yeah, and then it was like second one was like.
I took the first movie, then the second movie came around, and
It was like.
I wasn't taking more notes because of. I mean, we'll get into why, but it's just like I didn't feel like doing it anymore.
And the third one is like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was no point. I mean, we just watched it. It's still fresh in our minds, kind of. So.
Yeah, I fell asleep in the middle of it. Or actually at the end of it.
I just sat there like, hello? You awake? Hello? And I just sat there like, yeah, he's asleep. Fucking, I ain't pausing this shit. I don't feel like it. I won't watch this.
But I know the movie.
Alright, so, Star Wars. Before we get into all that, just a brief explanation here. For the past half year? Is that when we started? We basically decided, and maybe half a year ago or more, maybe a full year ago, we decided, hey, let's go ahead and actually, probably was actually a full year ago. But
If it was like at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian,
maybe
close to
I think it was before that.
maybe, but like it was close to Mandalorian at least.
I know it was when no, actually no, it wasn't.
I don't know.
Did we start watching that when Group Watch came out?
We tried to
Watch came
group.
out for me.
Yeah.
It came out for me, but it didn't come out for you because we tried and it said it wouldn't work for you.
Yeah, but that was because I think it was because Mandalorian hadn't released in Europe yet.
Well, Group Watch wouldn't have mattered either way, but yeah, it was definitely it had to be after Mandalorian in general because Group Watch still wasn't out then.
Yeah, but we didn't use group watch for the first movies, first 2.
No, we used whatever it's called,
Whatever.
Minister.
And then it fucked up last time we tried to use it, so we were like, let's try this.
Okay. So, okay. How was I gonna start that? I was actually gonna start that different. I wasn't gonna go straight into the movie. I was gonna make some.
Yeah, next is quite as fight. That's because I turned him down.
I mean, hey, it is how that works. Okay. So, with Star Wars, again, we started this, I'm going to say about a year ago, and we decided we were going to watch it because why not? Seemed fun. And we could actually get a topic out of it. 3 topics. Technically 4. 4 topics. Because we would have the original trilogy, prequel trilogy, sequel trilogy, and spin-off films. Let's say spin-off, as in like a Rogue One and Solo film. So we'll watch those later. I think we might do it after the prequels. Might do it then. Just to have those in the middle. Actually, no. No. We shouldn't watch Solo. There's a spoiler in that one.
I need to watch Rogue One, Solo.
In Solo, there is a Clone Wars spoiler.
Okay.
So, I don't know if we should, or we could really just stop before that happens. So, it's at the end of the movie. So, literally at the end of the movie, like the last scene. So, literally, we just don't watch that last scene. So, it'll get spoiled.
I knew it. Shorty's in my chat right now. And he is like,
what?
He must have noticed Star Wars for some reason. Because he appeared the moment we started talking about Star Wars.
Star Wars, like, I sense a disturbance. I sense a disturbance in the podcast industry. It's as if somebody is talking about Star Wars behind my back. I'm not there.
So it's like I'm debating joining B, so I think it meant TNE or eating something.
Dude, if he's gonna have to do that, I'm gonna have to jump into the other fucking podcast, like the other scene, just to fucking do that. His thing is still up, so technically it would still work. It'd be fine. Like it's already set up, ready to go. It's just at the flip scene, so you can actually see him talk to. But anyway,
I'm not doing that hard part.
Yeah, I mean you don't need to. Well, technically you do. You'd have to make another one for him. But anyway, so let's go and start this off. We decided to watch in not chronological. We started. Yeah. What is it?
How's words?
Order. That's the word. Yeah. Sorry, I'm tired. My mind isn't all there. Okay. And for some reason, I'm having a weird issue lately where I can't talk for too long because I just run out of breath. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe go off and jog a little bit.
Oh, fuck you. Talk. Anyway.
I was actually walking today.
Well, look, I'm not gonna talk. I mean, I'm not gonna freaking like walk around when it's like 80 to 90 something degrees outside, which is about 20. What is that for you?
I don't know. I don't speak Fahrenheit.
25 plus, 24 plus.
Oh, Shorty lost power a few days ago. That's sad.
Damn. Basically, anything above 25.
Yep, his piece is voting right now. He wanna join this talk about the would it be sequels? Oh wait, what would it be? Wait, what would the original frame be? Because they're in the middle of everything. Because the pre-sequels.
Original?
Yeah.
Just original trilogy.
Yeah, but it would be like in order. It would be pre-sequels. This is confusing.
No, just original, prequel, and sequel.
Yeah. It's
the
kind of
original
sad.
trilogy that came out first. The prequel comes before, and the sequel takes place after.
Yeah, which is sad.
Anyway, so here we are. We're gonna go and start off with the fact that we wanted to watch in release order, which is what I just said: originals, then the prequels, then the sequel, which is basically again release order when they came out, because that is the way you should watch. Don't, if you're gonna have somebody watch Star Wars for the first time, don't go prequel, original, sequel. I know you're gonna want to go by the number. Don't go by the number. Go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. That is the order you should go.
Which is kind of weird.
It's weird, but that is how Lucas decided to make it. So,
what I've heard, it was that when Lucas wanted to make Star Wars, the first three or the prequels, was that he wanted more effects for those movies than what was available at the time, which is kind of makes sense.
In a sense, that I mean, that was like one of the reasons. Is like, yeah, he wanted to have more effects, so it just technology back then wasn't advanced enough. But at the same time, when it came to the first Star Wars film, I don't know if he had anything at the time, but I mean, granted, they were written on a film basis. They were not written at the same right before they were all filmed. Like some people keep thinking for some stupid reason, like, oh, there's this weird continuity issues. It's like, I mean, they did it one at a time. They wrote it on a film basis. Because 4 was written, then 5 was written, then 6 was written as it was being made.
Or you do like
4 was being written, it wasn't even called 4. It was just Star Wars.
It was Star Wars: A New Hope.
The first 3 was literally that, just Star Wars: A New Hope, Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. There were no numbers involved. And then when the prequels came out, that's when they started throwing numbers at it.
Yeah, because they kind of had to. So it's like, oh, by the way, this is the 4, 5, and 6 technically, but you see, it's not.
Yeah. So we started doing that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and begin.
I mean, or do we want to wait for Short if we want to join, or no? Yeah, Short is in general, by the way.
Okay. Let's get this house in here.
I gotta see if I can I move him yet?
You can try. You should be able to. Pretty sure I gave you the permission.
You terrible as fucking owner.
I gave you the damn permission.
Yes, and I can't move him.
I don't understand why not.
I don't know either.
God's sake, stupid damn permissions.
Are you maybe you need to do it differently for voice channels. Different permission.
I don't. Maybe, I don't know.
Life is going great.
Let me go ahead and switch it over here. So now we have the. Oh, there we go. Now we have it to where it's the other podcast scene. Thank you, Shorta, for making my.
Oh, don't worry about setting it here too long.
Kind of too late.
Well.
Oh, he had already prepared. He has everything prepared.
It's already prepared. For the first time ever, I actually have everything already prepared. So I literally just switched scenes. And
it's like he knew you would come.
With a person.
What did you do with Nexus?
What I was gonna say is, speaking of Star Wars, I was at Walmart today and they were clearancing out some of the Rise of Skywalker Lego sets. So I got Poe's X-Wing for $50 and then the Y-Wing for 40.
Whew. I need to watch Rise of Skywalker or the last Star Wars movie.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, we're just got to wait until we get to the sequel trilogy so you can just be awed and how terrible. Because to me, I think it's terrible. But that's me.
I mean, first one in sequel is good. Second one was like,
Yeah.
First one wasn't even that great.
Well,
It was
okay,
like
no, the
a
first one was
mediocre
still
Star Wars
pretty.
movie.
Well, I mean, granted, it's literally just a copy paste. It's literally the fourth movie.
yeah, and that was it made, but they made it a little bit kind of more modernized. So it was like, this is actually good for what it is now. Cause think about it. If Lucas had the stuff they used for that movie back then, it probably New Hope would probably have destroyed almost any movie then. Because what we have now is very different from the 70s. So basically, it's just a remaster of 4, a remake.
Not as good.
No, it's not as good, but it's good in its own sense because it's more like.
Okay. Now you should have permissions to move people.
Okay, can we see if I can move him?
Okay, just you
Don't-
test and well, hold
Don't
on.
you dare.
We'll bring you back if so. We just need to test this.
No, I can't move him.
No, I don't trust
God damn
Reed.
it! I changed up the mod. Maybe I need to change your actual role. I changed your mod role, so I don't know.
He's so broke.
I don't know.
This is Discord.
Discord.
But yeah.
Anyway,
Also, sure. How
go
the
ahead
fuck did it
and-
come that you came at the moment we started talking about Star Wars?
like I
Wait.
said, he sensed the disturbance.
I know you fucking threw him out. And nope, I can't move him.
Yeah. No, I'm actually on my PC. My PC was booting up.
Good, good, my boy.
Okay, so now let's go and begin our conversation then. Now let's get back to OBS. there.
About Wi-Fi is a terrible movie. Wait, what?
What? Well, not this one. This one's actually kind of nice.
Guys,
So-
LeBron James just got added to Fortnite.
Let's not speak about that travesty here.
We may speak about trash a lot, but like, we have
We have
sti-
standards. We have standards. We don't talk about that level of trash.
Like, we may talk trash, but we have standard trash.
Yeah. All right. So, I've been trying to start this conversation. Star Wars. A crazy thing that for some reason blew up in theaters overnight. It's not really. I mean, it probably took a bit longer. I don't really know the story. But anyway. So, yeah. Some crazy guy's vision. I'm going to call him crazy because we saw the prequels. So, God damn it. All right. So we start here with A New Hope, because again, that is the order we decided to go with. And I took notes for every damn little thing that showed up. I swear to God. Like, literally nitpicking type of notes. I don't know why I did, but I did. It's fucking weird. So, New Hope basically starts us off with a ship being under attack because why the hell not? I'm not going to explain the whole damn story here, but I'm just saying. So,
A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Basically, can we just point out that they just spoiled half the movie in the beginning?
I mean, that's kind of the thing with text scrolls. It's like, just don't. I mean, it doesn't really. It kind of
It
just
doesn't-
sets up what's
it's-
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's because without any previous knowledge, just going into it, you already understand what's happening. So it gets rid of a lot of exposition that
By
a lot of
exposition.
movies force into the movie
If
through like
it gets rid of
flashbacks and the
exposition
such.
by expositioning.
Yes, it expositions for the first like 3 minutes of the movie, and that's it.
Unless you play Lego Star Wars, because then it definitely spoils like half the fucking level.
True. Because every damn episode has one.
Like, oh, this is happening. Like, okay, good.
Yeah. So the whole story of A New Hope is basically of a princess on the run, who eventually gets captured, and a random farmer boy who, for some reason, is added into the story with no reasons as of yet. I mean, they have reasons later, but in this case, no reasons for him to be even added whatsoever yet. He's just there. Like, oh, hey, cool. You know, some droids show up. Buy some droids. Decides to buy some droids for, I don't really know one of the reasons. I know one of them's for translation, because one of them can translate. And then the other
R2
one,
units can also like drive ships and stuff, so like supply runs, things like that.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying like,
It's like
in that case, you know, their case, why they wanted them, they never said. They just
Didn't they just want
wanted reasons.
R2?
No, they didn't
They
want.
wanted a protocol droid to help around the house
Yeah, they just wanted
because
that
it's kind
for,
of like a servant almost.
well,
And
that, and
then
also again translation, because you know he asked if he could speak Bocce. So,
yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
I know my lore. Yeah, he asked if he can speak Bocce, and he's like, yeah, you know, I can speak what, 7 million or is it 6 million? I don't know the fucking.
He speaks too many languages.
He speaks a shit ton of languages, so it's like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll get this guy, and he's like, okay, we'll pick up this droid, and it's some random red droid. It's like, okay, we're gonna take him. R2's just staying with Jawas, which, by the way, Jawas, freaky as fuck guys, man. I mean, come on, you just see a droid going down the desert. Fucking shock that guy. Like, nope, he's mine now. I take this droid and go sell him, make some money. Like, all right, I see how it is.
Yeah.
Which
I
they don't
mean,
really seem very legal. They really do not. I mean, granted, it's Tatooine. Nothing, everything's legal, but seriously,
I mean, slavery was still legal, so I don't think stealing is above the residents.
I mean, pretty much. But basically, we go around with that. Uh, Again, picks a random ass droid. I still find it. I don't know why. It still makes it funny for me that every time, it's just every time I see that, where you just have the random droid come out and just like, boom, just freaking something explodes in it, just like some fries, and it just like does that. And just like, fucking.
R2 actually did that.
Nope. Well, yeah, but I'm saying in the beginning was the red droid, the red
Yeah,
astromech.
no, R2 messes with the droid and makes it explode.
Yeah, no. I mean, probably in the beginning, sure, but at that point, he didn't do anything.
No, that's the whole reason it exploded was because R2 modified it. Like, messed with the droid.
Don't think he saw at that point.
I swear I saw something where like R2 like messes with the droid or
I mean,
something.
probably on the
Something
actual,
messes with
like,
the droid.
I forget what it's called, but the vehicle, you know, probably when they were like getting transported, but not during that point, like, you know, beforehand to stop it from going forward so he could actually be with 3PO. Like, no, he didn't. That didn't happen. He was actually being left behind. You can see, like, he was actually, you know, whining because he's like, oh, hey, I'm getting left behind. You know, don't leave me here with these
don't
guys.
leave me.
So he wouldn't make that kind of deal if he went ahead and took care of it himself. So something happened. Point is, that stuff happened. It's like, okay, yeah, just take this droid's word for it, get the other droid, let's go. Stuff happens. But, yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to go into the whole plot of this movie. If nobody's seen Star Wars by now, go watch Star Wars. It's on Disney Plus. It's not that much money. And, you know,
Pirate
you
sites
got the
exist.
entire series. Yeah, sure, fine. But I'm saying Disney Plus is still worth getting. It is a ton of good stuff. Good stuff.
Like,
And you have group watch on anyway, so that actually is kind of nice. Which everything's getting group watch these days.
yeah.
But all right. Look, so I'm gonna go into the plot. because we'd be here for God knows how long.
The galaxy
mention
far,
s-
far away.
Mm. I'm gonna mention a few things here. I'm gonna skip some of these notes I made because some of these were just nitpicks. That I noticed. So let's see. Wait, what? The fuck is this about? Because R2 was almost non-existent. That's what I just said. I was like, what is this note? R2 was almost non-existent. I guess that's what I meant because it's like R2 was not even relevant for a minute there. All right. And funny enough, the Disney, I don't know if they fixed it by now, but the subtitle said RDD2. Don't know. I just thought that was funny. That the subtitles at one point said RDD2. I'm like, that's not his name. Right. Okay. So basically, again, the whole point of this story is, like I said, random farmer boy. He gets these droids, and then
Oh, that's it.
and one of the droids, yeah, that's it in the movie. That's it. But God damn it, dude. Okay, so he gets these droids, and one of them is very rebellious because, well, he has this mission to do because the princess gave him plans to blow up a space station, and which, before I get into that, when he basically trying to take off the restraining bolt, Luke was trying to take off the restraining bolt from R2D2, plays the dang message, and of course, Luke has the hots for Leia, and it's just like, for somebody randomly watching at first, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. For us, we're like,
Oh well.
did anybody tell him? Should we tell him? I don't know if he should do that. Yeah. Anyway, so we go off, and R2 is a rebellious guy, so he takes off. They go into a desert, and I guess I'm explaining the plot. Fuck it, I'm doing freaking a bridge plot. Take off in the desert, do all that crap, get beat up by sand people. This is a bridge plot, so I'm not saying everything's perfectly how it went, but let's just go ahead and go for that.
Is
I
it?
want to see somebody
Isn't
animate
this?
the way I'm saying this.
Isn't
So I
that
want to see
basically
this.
fucking Family Guy bringing up?
No, he technically did get attacked by sand people. He did. They showed up and they did actually attack him.
Imagine getting attacked by sand people.
Yeah, with that big staff. I just thought of some worse things to say, and I ain't saying it. So, anyway, random thing to note when it comes to these Star Wars movies, they changed a lot over the years because they had the original version that was made in theaters, and then they went through multiple variations because they wanted to
There are so many
change the
videos
quality.
just highlighting all the different changes George Lucas made.
Well, it's not even that Lucas made; it's just like
A lot
multiple
of them
different.
were just just random things that Lucas changed throughout the years.
I guess, but from what I'm guessing, Disney Plus uses the Blu-ray version, like when it came to Blu-ray.
Probably.
So I think that's one that they're using. But anyway, so we got that, and then they meet the wizard Ben Kenobi. I'm saying that because they literally called him a wizard in the movie. Like that, okay. Just wait till we get to the prequels because that is a phrase said I don't know how many times in the first movie. But yeah, so we got that going on. Something I actually want to know was 3PO driving the land speeder? Because he was in the driver's seat. Like, was he driving?
Aren't they automatic?
No, you drive him.
Huh.
Was he driving? Because I don't know. I think he was. He was in the driver's seat. Then again, it could be a UK type of deal because where it's like the passenger side is, or for us anyway, is the driver.
It's left-sided driving.
Yeah, but in the land speeder, was it the left side or the right side?
I don't know.
3PO was driving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kind of seems weird. Fucking Luke, you lazy ass bastards. You're a land speeder. All right. Okay. So basically, we go through all that, and Ben saves the guy. Luke mentions a name, gives freaking Ben nostalgia shit. Freaking puts on nostalgia glasses. Uh, has PTSD flashbacks of the war, that kind of thing. Okay. Then randomly gives Luke a lightsaber, which I think is the worst idea possible. You just gave a random kid with no training, nothing, a tool that can cut through anything except for other lightsabers. Good
And
job.
apparently, sir, and apparently not what's it called
What's it called?
oh, they say it so much in Mandalorian that I forget.
Star Wars nerd. What is the name
It's
of
Beskar.
the Mandalorians? There we go.
I said it and Sweet just kept talking.
I couldn't hear you either. That's fair. Point is, yeah, I can't cut through that either because it's the strongest metal. What's densest, I think. But anyway, so denser than tungsten. All right. Anyway, so basically does that. I don't think it's a good idea. Which Robot Chicken took it as a more funnier way because they did it the right way, where it's like, oh hey, he gets the lightsaber and cuts off 3PO's arm. Actually, no, I think Lego game did that because he was playing around with it and he cut off 3PO's arm. No, it wasn't Robot Chicken. It was a Lego game. That kind of makes better sense. And I gotta say, the actor for Ben at the time, Alec Guinness, god damn, is he a good actor? I don't know why. It's like he actually seemed like he was doing the best out of everyone there in the entire movie.
I mean,
Like,
he was the
sure,
only
everyone else
one,
was good,
aside
but
from like Harrison Ford, with like formal acting experience.
I think pretty much. I mean, I think Mark said that was his first time. But no, like in an actual movie production. I think he's been TV shows before that, like a little pop-up stuff because it wasn't
Yeah,
as
but
popular.
it hadn't been anything big like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I felt like Mark or Hamill fell off the earth after the Star Wars movies.
No, he's been very prevalent in like voice acting.
Yeah, but it's
sure.
like voice acting. I don't focus too much on. So it's like he just
Well, I'll
disappeared.
say basically afterwards, like for what I remember, he was picked up to do the Trickster in the Flash TV show back then. Like it was like the main thing next that he did was to be the Trickster. Was just a close, but not exactly Joker yet. It's like a little close. It was kind of like that. And then I think he said he was like trying to do some type of like I don't know, just like that type of voice in a way. And somebody kind of heard it and wanted him to try out for no. Wait, what was it? He's trying to try out for Riddler, I think, is what he said. And then they said no, he was gonna be Joker because of the way his voice was.
Yeah, he did Chucky. He did the Joker and
Oh, Chucky,
Batman.
yeah, he did Chucky. Chucky.
He did Firelord Ozai, and
He
then
did
he
Chucky.
did. So Firelord Ozai was a big one.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but
And then
now
he
it's a
did
different way, all right.
the guy that made the suit in Invincible.
Huh?
See, now you're just spoiling things for me. Anyway,
That's not even spoilers. It's literally in the first episode.
I haven't watched any of it.
It's like 20 minutes into the episode.
I
That's
don't
hardly
care. It's a
counts as
spoiler. Any
spoilers.
cast person is a spoiler for me because I like to be surprised on who's in a show.
Well, I'm sorry. Just
Damn
erase the
spoiler.
past minute from your memory.
We'll see if I do that when I fall asleep later. Okay.
Tweet, just
So
give him a bonk
let's
on
keep
the
on
head.
going with the story. So basically, Ben's getting too old. He decides to offer Luke, it's like, hey, or actually, no, basically, R2 shows off the message that, Leia left behind. And then he's like, oh, hey, come with me. Some, just, yeah, hey, I knew your dad. Yeah, that's cool. Just come along. You're totally the same way. Let's go. Let's do this whole thing. He's like, nah, I can't do that. I gotta be a farmer. Farmers are a better way to do things. That is, forgot to mention this. He doesn't live with his parents because, reasons we explain later. If you haven't watched Star Wars yet. Lives with his aunt and uncle. They're dead now. Because for some stupid reason, yeah, just burn the place. That's what the stormtroopers did. Which I had to bring up a line of what is it? Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise. Because he's, they're like, oh, who killed these Jawas? It must have been like the Sand people. Like, no, it has to be stormtroopers because, like, only they are so precise. Like, Ben, are you okay? Is your old age getting to you?
like
Because I
that's
don't
just-
think you know.
Honestly, stuff like that just seems like modifications to the story, inconsistencies.
No,
between
that was an
how it
original
was
line.
No, but how the
I've seen.
stormtroopers were originally portrayed, and then how they were portrayed later on. With like in the Mandalorian, you have like the two sand troopers
Well, yeah,
trying to
sure,
shoot
but
a thing for like 3
well,
minutes.
that was just them jumping on the joke. But it in reality, it was the actual thing because even every single segment of the first movie, they could not hit anyone. The only time they did was on that ship. Everywhere else, nowhere else did they ever hit anyone. You could see as they're escaping away on the Millennium Falcon, they don't even hit them. They even when they're trying to shoot them down when they're in the ships, could not hit them. Go in, when they're in the Death Star and they're firing at them like maybe 2 or 3 times where it happens, never hits them. Fucking terrible at shooting. So Ben, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm pretty sure your old age is getting to you, man, and your dementia or something because they are not that good.
It's like they got downgraded from Imperial troops they were back in the day to what the fuck are you now? They bought the wrong version.
Pretty much. They freaking got rid of the good troopers and just like settled with random people from. It's like, oh hey, you want to be a stormtrooper? Sure. All right, come through the training. What training? Yeah, you're right. Just go and take this suit of armor, take this gun. You're good to go. You don't need
It's
no
basically what Star Wars shows, or Lego Star Wars, the secret room where they take a bath. This is what I'm imagining what they actually do every time they, instead of training, they're sitting in a bath somewhere or just relaxing.
Okay. So basically after that, it looks like, all right, cool. Might as well go. I have no filming now. Let's go. Go off to Mos Eisley, and, stormtroopers are there, and Ben shows off his, Jedi mind trick and everything. Which I have to ask, how does that work when he only tricked one stormtrooper? He only tricked one of them. Hmm?
Who said he only tricked one?
I'm pretty sure he only did.
He also technically needed to use
Granted, you
trick
could
one.
speculate, but I'm pretty sure he only tricked one of them, and there were like 2 or 3 other troopers around him.
Yeah, but he
No one else
tricked
questioned.
the
Yeah,
commander.
I'm saying, okay, fine, but my point is like, no one else questioned the commander's logic in that because I don't know what their ruling is, but at least here, if you think that a commander in general is like unfit or cannot, I guess, govern it right, you can do something about that. Point is, yeah, I'm pretty sure you only tricked one of them, and no, the other ones didn't even say shit. Just like, oh, like, hey, let me just see identification. No, you don't need to see his identification. Okay, you don't need to see that. These aren't droids you're looking for. Yeah, they're not. No one else says like, okay, sure, just go and let them
Yeah,
off.
but remember, they have a little bit of a
We've been
different.
IDing everyone else that's coming into this port, but these guys, nah, let them through. Okay.
Yeah, but remember, they also have a different kind of leadership, so you could get shot for questioning your boss. Or choked.
Specifically, if you're underneath Vader, you will always get choked if you question anything.
Like, why did you put the shows there? What did you say?
Yeah. They basically go on with that. They go into a cantina where droids aren't allowed because, woohoo. That's some type of speciesism, I guess you could say. Can't say racism, it would be speciesism in this case.
They're not really.
If you counted droids as species. I mean, you might as well because they have a sense of intelligence. And
It depends on what droid.
Okay, we're not getting into this topic of are robots androids and anything. Are they considered people? We're not
No,
getting into
but
that
I
topic
would
today.
say when it comes to different,
That's a
like,
long one.
no, here's the thing: C-3PO is definitely a more humanoid and more functional one. But like, say, a repair droid maybe isn't like doesn't have the same intelligence. It's built to just repair stuff.
All right, but I'm saying with them in general. I mean, you don't really know that. I mean, they all have their own type of intelligence when it comes down to it. I mean, hell, they have their own little language bits, and I mean, you can't say that about R2 either, because I mean, he obviously is
Hey, he
intelligent.
curses,
And
okay?
I have my own headcanon that every time he talks, he's basically swearing up and down like crazy. Because God, does that man just go nuts?
Yeah, and you just
So
hear
retarded.
C-3PO every time, like a lot. Like, that's kind of rude, Arthur.
Yeah, he just keeps saying stuff like, you know, that's kind of really like, oh, don't say that. Like, yeah, he's definitely swearing like crazy, man. Like a sailor. And then one thing I don't understand is that the whole like famous thing, like, okay, so basically they go into there trying to find a pilot, and you know, eventually they find one, you know, Han and well, you can't really say Chewie. I mean, sure he's the co-pilot, but whatever. You know, Chewbacca, we got that. The walking carpet. Get into that later. So basically find them and like, okay, sure, we'll pay you an extremely ton of money that, you know, they don't have. Go for that. And then they mention the whole thing, like, you know, hey, you know, it made Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs when I have a problem with that phrase. I got a problem with that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
What, do you know what a parsec is?
Would you like them to spend 20 minutes of the movie explaining how space travel works precisely to the literally in detail?
Yes.
No, do you know that a parsec is a measure of distance, not time? So if you're saying if it made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, you're basically saying that you only went 12 parsecs. And that's all that the Kessel Run is. It's not a measure, it's not time, it's distance. That's what a parsec is. So it's like,
Yeah,
that's
well,
not right.
the whole thing about it was he skips parsecs by going risky routes instead of
Sir, I've
going
seen
around.
Solo, I know that. I've
So
seen
it's
Solo.
implied that it's at least impressive by piloting standards.
Nah, whatever. That was written later. That was written. If we're going by your excuses, that was written later, so we're not gonna
But it's
count it.
still implied that it's impressive.
I guess, but I'm just gonna go by, you know, at this time, the movie was made and everything. Okay, I'm not gonna go with that one. Here's something that kind of annoys me, because then basically when they're getting ready to go, and Han goes off to, or tries to go off to set the ship up, you then get a bounty hunter, Greedo. Then we have, you know, their whole talk about Jabba, you know, like, oh, hey, you find out Han owes money, stuff like that, to a crime mob boss, in a sense. And, why Disney? Why you gotta ruin things?
Was it Disney
The
that
whole
did that?
idea, it was Disney, I think.
Uh.
The whole thing, obviously, is Han shoots first. Because the whole idea is that he shoots, and then Greedo shoots upward. Because, like, you know, he gets shot like he shoots. Because, you know,
that wasn't
he
even
was going
Disney.
to...
That was Lucas himself.
Nope, that was Disney.
No, that was Lucas.
Nope.
I actually work very sure because I
No.
think this was an early one before even Disney was involved. But I think it was that when he was released, people felt like it was wrong that Han shot first because it meant to
Why
be
would
the
it be?
good
He's a
guy.
So?
People
Han's
were
not a good
offended in the
guy.
70s too.
He's a smuggler.
Do you think
He's a
people?
smuggler. Smugglers aren't good guys.
Yeah,
He's a
but
freaking
here's the
trash
issue.
guy. He is in no way a hero.
Yeah, but here's the issue. the nerd side of Star Wars back then probably didn't give a fuck, but it's the critics that does.
Screw the critics. They're
Yeah,
not heroes,
that's
or he's not
yeah.
a hero.
Yeah, but he's still the
mean,
kind of good guy on that
Whatever.
stage.
Point is, they changed it afterwards to show that Greedo shoots first and then Han shoots, which clearly just shows that Greedo from a point blank distance is a horrible shot.
He probably worked with the stormtroopers.
Yeah, he should probably join those stormtroopers.
No, he's dead. He can't.
Well, I'm saying beforehand, he should have enlisted.
No, or he was enlisted and then he got kicked out, became a bounty hunter, and still can't kill.
Yeah, just all the worst. Why do I have this quote? I have this fucking quote. Wait, hold on. Okay, I think it's There's this quote I have here that says, "Even I get bored sometimes." I'm like, why do I have that quote?
What quote?
Even I get bored sometimes. Okay, it was basically when Han was talking to Jabba. He said that even I get bored sometimes. Like, I guess it just sounds a little sexual if you think about it. I don't know. Oops, God, I flung up the freaking notes. Jesus Christ. Okay. So anyway, we go off and talk about all that crap. Stuff happens, blah blah blah.
So,
Jabba shows up.
remember how we told that we wouldn't talk about the whole movie? We're talking about the whole movie at this point.
I decided I'm going to. I'm abridging it. I'm making it fun. Somebody animate this shit. And then you go ahead and I don't know, some other stupid. I can't remember the whole movie word for, or, like detail for detail, but something I find kind of funny enough is like the whole Leia thing and Han and Han, which of course Lucas's thing of that's like, oh, just like a region based thing, so you say it differently, like, okay.
I think
sure.
it's Leia. I think that sounds more. With
Yeah, but
Leia,
it's basically just a way you say it, wherever you're from in the galaxy in this case. Just like, different regions, you say it differently. So, yeah.
Mate, I mean, it's the same thing in like, because my name is pronounced differently in Swedish than it's in English.
Yeah. So anyway, we go off on that. They go to Alderaan on that, and Han's grand maneuver is to go ahead and quote Family Guy on this one is listing lazily to the left. I'll never see that coming. So, go on to do that. Ends up basically anyway. They go off. They get to the Death Star. All that stuff happens. I'm not even gonna bother with these notes anymore because honestly, it's taking so much fucking time. Hold on. Let me just see if there's anything worth talking about before I move on. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Okay. So, do we want to keep talking about the plot, or we just want to talk about what we thought?
I thought the idea was that we were going to talk about what we thought, but you started talking about the plot instead.
I don't know. I mean, what do you want to talk about when it comes to... Okay, look, we'll just say this. First Star Wars movie. It's definitely something. I mean...
Like, yeah.
You think, I mean, hey...
If you take... Good. Basically, this is just like the first fucking hour. I think... Is it 2 hours long?
It's like 2.
I don't even think it's 2 hours.
Pretty sure it's 2.5. Yeah. I don't know. You can look it up.
Let me get
New
this.
Hope runtime.
I'm opening Disney Plus.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you can just look.
5 minutes.
There you go. So
What did he say?
It's just over 2 hours.
2 hours, 5 minutes. So we'll just say 2 hours. Okay. So
Yeah.
basically, we have all that.
This is half the movie.
Just like basically to shorten down everything I just said, it's basically about some random farmer boy finding a wizard, finds 2 smugglers, goes off into space, thinks a moon is basically just thinking they're going to the moon, space station, blah blah blah. There's that quote, and basically just to save a princess. Starts to fail miserably. The wizard decides to off himself to become a ghost because boo.
Why not?
Why that was never a thought. I mean, I get the reasoning behind it. It's like, oh hey, to help Luke in the future, like it's better to help him that way than being the way he was.
Yeah, instead of helping him actually become a good and train him yourself, nah, I'm gonna kill myself and let a green fucking goblin help him.
I mean, granted, he still had, if you read the lore, he still had some little bits of help from him as a ghost, but not by much.
Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, go here. Like, okay, why?
I don't think he was ever able to physically manifest before. He only talked to him, but that's about it. Actually, no, that doesn't make any damn sense. Because I was thinking about like maybe it was only Dagobux. It's like a place that's strong in the Force, but no, he showed up on Hoth, so never mind. All right, anyway, point is they have to go do that stuff, and yeah, it's kind of most of the movie. I mean, granted, yeah, they have a space battle afterwards when they get back to blow up the Death Star. Fun stuff happens.
Yeah.
Movie is just like, okay, I mean, honestly, you can really explain the plot just fine. Just like it has a huge, cult following. I don't know much to say about it. It's a good movie. It's nice. It doesn't drag on too much. A little bit. Pacing is fine, I guess. The one thing I love about it, the visual effects, because it's one of the first, if not really the first, movies that really go crazy in like computer graphics. So all they mainly do, I'm not going to go into the whole spiel of how they did it, but they made their own models and everything, and they just like made I'll call it a blue screen, but it's a whole other way of how they did it. It's crazy stuff.
So basically, Star Wars was the beginning of what we have today.
Got it, yeah. It was like really cool. Mainly practical effects, which is just like actually doing physical stuff rather than doing computer because they didn't have the technology to do that back then. But
yeah,
really cool stuff. So.
And then they live happily ever after, right?
Yeah, Chewie doesn't get a medal because that's. You ever thought that was fucked up? That everyone else got a medal, but he didn't.
Who?
Chewie.
Didn't Chewie get a medal?
Nope.
That's
He
sad.
didn't get one. He did not get one. That was kind of funny.
I don't think anyone dared to go close to him. That's the issue.
Well, I'm sure he would have been fine with it.
Yeah, he probably would. But the issue is, you see a guy that can rip your arms off, and you're gonna be like,
just give it a Han then. Give it a Han. He'd give it to him later. I don't know. Since I decided to take most of the first movie, you want to explain the second one then?
Trash. Great ending. Like, okay.
Honestly, okay. Here's the thing when it comes down to it, though.
It was like here's the issue. It's the Hoth battle and the end of the movie where they have a little bit of a lightsaber fight at the end. That's the good part of the whole movie. The rest is just like politics. It's like, should we do this or should we not do this? Like, okay.
Yeah. I'll say this when it comes down to it. I don't understand why is it. Oh, I didn't even talk about the other thing before. I'll come back to that quote later. Okay, but one thing I don't understand when it comes to it is that everyone says that Empire is the best Star Wars movie. And I don't understand why they say that. Because with watching it, when we came back, when me and you watched it, I didn't feel that way.
No, it felt so.
Like it's everyone's nostalgia glasses. That is what everybody has. They have their damn nostalgia going, like thinking like, oh hey, all these good parts, like oh hey, the crazy twist of oh hey, Darth Vader is Luke's father, and all
I
this
mean
other
that's
stuff.
like, that's the only thing that makes it good. Is it's like two parts of the movie is good. It's the Hoth battle, which is fucking amazing in its own. I love that part.
Again, technologically, because the visual effects. That's like really cool.
The only big nitpick I really have with Empire is the flow of time. You never really get a good sense of how long Luke is training. Or how long they.
I don't think it was really that long.
Isn't
It
there?
feels like a few days, but it really took them like weeks to get to Cloud City from Hoth because the hyperdrive was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we want to watch like 20 minutes, as you said earlier, about like how they travel to Cloud City.
Yeah,
Or you do like Dragon Ball and just drag on fucking 10 minutes for 20 episodes.
Yeah, let's just take a whole episode for one guy to power up, and then say like, "Oh, hey, this planet's gonna explode in 5 minutes." 10 episodes later. Actually, I actually counted that. I don't know where. I need to go look to see where that is, but I actually told you how long it was because I watched that part of Dragon Ball. 'Cause I remember that. But anyway, everybody keeps saying that Empire is the best, but it's like you're really only focusing on the parts that you liked. You don't really consider it as a. I mean, sure, you probably do consider it as a whole, but I don't know. It dragged on too much. The pacing was all over the damn place. It dragged on way too much.
It
All
was
these
like-
characters just like kept going and going. Like, okay, you can cut, man. You don't have to keep showing this. Nothing is being gained by you showing this part of the movie.
Yeah. Also, we need to find the the in between stuff. Also, the stories in between, the shorts, like the comics.
I mean, I guess, but I mean,
I wanna read it, cause I wanna say,
sure you can do that.
yeah, because I wanna know where.
Okay, it kind of depends, really. I mean,
What comics are you planning on reading? Only one that I know of that's like super popular and that's considered canon is like the Vader comics.
I wouldn't know because I haven't read a single comic. I read, I don't know the guy's name, but I read the character books, like the Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader book, the Obi-Wan book, and the Luke book. So, and also the Darth Maul book that came out a few years later. So, I read those. Those are good, and they show a lot of what happened in between times, like in between movies, and before movies even came out. Like Obi-Wan and Anakin ones, like before Episode 1 came out. But anyway, so not really much we can say about Empire. Again, Hoth battle, great battle. It's actually kind of nice to watch, and you see like all the practical effects, what makes it look nice because of all that, and also stop motion. That's cool.
And then again, lightsaber in the end.
Most of it's a blur. Most of it's pretty much a blur after that. Then you get to the lightsaber duel. Good lightsaber duel because it's better than just smacking saber against saber like the first movie. Just
I mean, there's a lot of that was just like having to do with the practical effects because of what they were working with.
I mean, yeah, but that's kind of the best part. I mean, even these days, it's better to use practical than to use CGI.
No, I'm talking about the only way they were able to actually do the lightsabers for the first movie was like these film things that were spinning, reflecting the light back at the camera so they could actually trace back over it with the color.
It's just reflective strip. It's not anything spinning.
No, it actually was spinning, and it was ridiculously fragile, and they were afraid that they were going to break them multiple times during that short fight scene on the Death Star.
I mean, kind of.
What they used, but whatever. Okay.
But
I don't know
yeah.
where you're reading your information from, but that is not what I was said. I'm going off of like some other deals and what actually Mark Hamill has said, that it was just like an actual visual effect tapes and everything where they have just literal reflective tape and other bits of that where they kind of just like rotoscoped it out and gave it like a full thing. Tracking by hand. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we're not getting into the technical bits of what they did. I said that before. But
Nerd ensemble, guys. Everything gets nerdy.
Oh, for sure. But,
yeah.
I don't know.
And then
we
and now we get into the more interesting movie, which Shorty can tell us about.
Yeah, you want to start talking about Return of the Jedi there, buddy?
I just want to start this off by saying the beginning, Luke's plan makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it. Like, it doesn't make like. I think we talked about this somehow. I don't know why, but I felt like we like something felt like it. What? How did that work? Like, it felt like he should have known this from the beginning.
So like,
I should have lost. What part we're talking about?
The beginning, Jabba's palace.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I don't know why. For some reason, it just like blanked on my mind. I'm like, wait, how it blanked on my mind. I don't know why. Like, how was the beginning of the movie again? I'm like, oh yeah, Jabba, right? I just blanked because it literally is a blank. It's just like, oh hey, this happened. We had to save Han. All right, cool. By the way, yeah, last movie, Han, frozen carbonite. Cool. Go back to this. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how either. How the hell did he think that was gonna work? Oh, hey, let's just, get some droids. I'm a Jedi Knight. The people
it
you
makes
hate.
absolutely no sense.
Which, granted, he wouldn't know that,
like,
but
he sends two droids to act as distractions, I guess. So Leia, who's disguised as a bounty hunter, can free Han.
well,
But that
granted, he did send
backfires.
before that. They sent Lando and Chewie to be there first, and then they sent the droids, and then they sent Leia.
No, Leia was
Actually, no,
like,
no, Leia came with Chewie. Never mind, Leia came with Chewie. But
yeah, so Lando was
Lando
already
came
there.
before that. Yeah,
I
Lando
don't
came
know
before that.
where Lando came from, but he was disguised as a Gamorrean guard.
Yeah,
Uh,
he came. He did that.
Leia captured Chewie and gave him to Jabba,
Quote unquote
disguised as a bounty
captured.
hunter. Yeah, I did quotations with my fingers, but I forgot
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah. We can't see that.
podcast and people can't see that.
Yeah, people. Yeah, not even. Okay, people can't see that. We can't even see that. We can't see your fingers, dude.
We don't even know if you have fingers.
That's why you say quote unquote. Yeah, you're just some random voice online. Who knows if you even have a body attached to that voice?
There isn't one. I can confirm it.
There isn't one. All right, good to know. All right.
So
It's
So here's gonna have a
basically
horrible plan.
C-3PO.
you got
Hmm.
3PO and R2 coming to Jabba's palace to say release everybody or Luke Skywalker's gonna come. And Jabba being the the hut he is, he doesn't give a shit and
Yeah.
just captures the droids and turns them into his own personal servants.
Well, no. Luke offered. Luke literally offered and said, "Hey,
Wait.
you can have these droids. They're yours.
Oh
They're
yeah,
yours now."
that's
See, now who's
so,
blanking on movie plots?
see, I haven't watched Return of the Jedi in like, gosh, I don't even know. It's been like a couple of years.
Yeah, like I said, basically, Luke's just like, "Oh, hey, they he recorded a message. R2 played the message, and it was just saying that, you know, somebody wanted to make a deal, and that as a show of good faith, he would give him the droids, and be like, oh, okay, so they quote unquote belong to Jabba in this case. So that all stuff happens. Luke shows up maybe day or two later after Leia's failed attempt of saving Han. Because nice job, you didn't think to check behind the curtains, did you? There were curtains sitting right there in the dark. You could see those curtains. You didn't think to check behind those, did you, to see if everybody was asleep?
Wait, I want to see. I'm gonna Google this. How long does it take to regain eyesight?
Well, that. Well, I mean, that's Han, but
No, because it'll give us a time frame from when she gets captured to when Luke shows up.
wait, what?
He doesn't have eyesight when.
He doesn't have eyesight the entire time they're on Tatooine. It's entirely gone. It's never been there. He's able to see light, and that's it. He's only able to see light. He can't see anything else the entire time they're on Tatooine.
No, he starts to see again on the barge.
No, he says that he's able to see just a little bit because before all he could see was a dark blur, and now he sees a bright blur, like a very big light
I
blur.
wonder fucking
That's all I
why.
saw.
Can't be because he was on a fucking planet with just a sun.
Pretty much, with 2 suns. But yeah,
I'm surprised there's no like given thing exactly how much like exactly how long it was for him to get his eyesight back.
it never really explained because after they got done with that, he eventually got it back, and they just didn't really go along with it. But anyway, yeah, she didn't
He was
check behind the
frozen for, like,
curtains.
6
Like,
months.
I mean, seriously, they were just curtains sitting there. Like, she didn't think, like, okay, before I start this, let me make sure everyone's asleep. I know there's no sound going on. Let me make sure everybody's asleep. She would have just looked behind the curtain. Everybody would have been sitting there and be like, oh, what are you guys doing? Go to sleep. She could have just, like, backpedaled her plan for a minute. But anyway, that stuff happens. She becomes a slave. This is... Yeah, okay. Anybody out there who is going to freaking try to do something like CG strike or something? I don't freaking know. Just back the hell off. Anyway, I'm saying this because for some stupid reason Disney wants to change the name of Boba's ship from Slave 1 to something else.
Just Boba Fett's starship, something like that.
I know. Because
Pretty
the
sure the
ship's
whole
name is Slave
debacle
1.
started.
I don't see the issue with the name. Like,
I mean, there's...
this is the ship name.
Again,
Like,
people will say, I mean, it's a ship name, and there are slaves in that universe.
yeah.
They're not going away. It's in that universe. It's gonna happen.
And it doesn't. And the ship itself is not like a fucking. It's not like a fucking living mechanism in this case because it's
That, and
actually.
in the sense of like technology, there are plenty of things called slaves, like slave drives and slave machines, which is basically just like they are to be taken control of from something else. Like you can have a master machine take control of a slave machine. Like that is the technical term for it. You can't change that. So in the sense of a starship, it is slave 1 because something is piloting it. Therefore, it is a slave ship.
I hope they
Well,
actually.
Lego has been Lego and Disney have been trying to remove themselves from the name Slave Leia for a while now too. Because in the latest Lego game, I think it was like 2016 when Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out. But Leia's name isn't Slave Leia, and it's Princess Leia, Jabba's palace. With Jabba's palace in parentheses.
Weak. Anyway, that stuff
I
happens.
mean, that part I can see the issue with because
I'll say one thing I love about this is that in this movie, which was something that me and you agree on, Swede, is that we love seeing a darker type of Luke, and it's not like he is darker in a sense. It's more a sense that he has no problems killing,
using both sides of the Force.
Yeah, he has no problem like choking somebody out, and I'm pretty sure he did kill them. He either killed them or he rendered them unconscious. We don't really know, but at the very least, he was choking them out. Like I don't really care what the hell their name is, nor will I ever care. I'm just gonna call them pig guards. Point is,
guards.
meh.
That's
Who the fuck cares? They're worthless. Worthless assholes who deserve it. Anyway, so they get choked out, and yeah, just like, hey, that's a cool thing with Luke. He doesn't care. You have freaking Jedi's in the old time. It's like, oh, don't say the word death. Don't say die. Oh my god, you can't kill. That's the path to the dark side. Like fucking hell, you idiots.
Didn't we say that? Didn't you say that Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Luke is the only one that actually is shown killing?
They're the only ones you have that we know. Mace too.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely know Anakin killed people.
That's an easy one.
Yoda killed quite a few clone troopers after Order 66.
Yeah, but
clones.
Yeah, but they are clone.
It's like human people.
Yeah, but cloned human people.
This doesn't matter.
You see, they're clones.
Listen, they didn't have much of a personality before the clones. They were all the exact same thing.
Change that they were still human beings.
Yeah.
That they were the humans. We don't really know if they were humans. I'm saying like
we do.
No, I'm saying that species in general. We don't actually know if it's considered human.
Oh well, yeah, but it's a living
But, you know.
creature in the universe.
Meh.
Being murdered by.
We both agree. No, I mean, okay, we get what you mean. I mean, yeah, you're right, but you know, we're just memeing. But in reality, it's just like,
Yoda's like 900 years by that point. So thinking that he's never killed a single soul,
I think it's like
I find that highly difficult to believe. Well, he's like
Or
900 before he dies.
Yeah, I think it was before 900 when that happened, though. It was just like a decade or two before. Could be wrong about that. Anyway,
He's old as fuck anyway, so you know.
he's still pretty old. But yeah, okay. So point is, yeah, sure they kill. But with Luke, it's just like, hey, he really does not care because you can literally afterwards when the whole thing unfolds, Rancor battle. All right, cool. But anyway, when they get onto the barges and everything, even he just like straight up says like, hey, no, free us or die. He don't care. He'll kill him.
Like, free us or die. Like, what?
All right. That's yeah, I like this Luke. It's a good Luke. Why can't they stick with this Luke? Never change, man. Never change.
Then he goes back to Dagobah and he's like, you've changed. You can't do this. Like,
Yeah, one thing I never thought about until I watched somebody who was reviewing or like reacting to these with someone who's never watched it before. Luke is a whiny bitch. Jesus Christ.
For all of them.
All. He wasn't as whiny in Return of the Jedi. He was at least better at it. But the other two, he was such a whiny bitch. Like, my God. And of course, his first line, you know, the whole thing, like, oh, I just want to go to freaking, you know, get on the damn power course. I'm going to touch this dish to get the power converters. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, God damn it, dude. Shut up.
Power converters.
Got that, and then the whole bit of like him arguing with Han about going out to save the princess, like when they're on the Death Star. Like, yeah, he whines like fucking crazy. And then when Han decides he wants to leave because his whole purpose of being there was to help save the princess. That was his purpose. That's not, and he was getting paid for it in the end. Like, that's what he was there to do, was to get paid to do a service. He did a service, and he was going to get paid for it. Actually, he did get his payment. And he's like, all right, I'm out. And he's like, oh, yeah, take care of yourself, because I know that's what you're best at. Like, shut the fuck up, Luke. Shut the fuck.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, I get it, sure. You know, it's like, oh, hey, you know, now we're going to go back and try to destroy the Death Star here. Like, you know, you could join us with your ship. That could really be helpful, but nah. Point is, yeah, I mean, hey, he's allowed to leave. It's whatever. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
He got that. And I know we are not talking about the sequels here, but he becomes another whiny. He just reverts back to his whiny bitch face. It's just not.
I mean, literally get fucking depressed because he accidentally makes his Padawan evil, or he thinks he does. Like, why?
No, technically it was him.
Yeah, but it's like, why do you care? You actually killed people too. What's the issue?
Was it him, or wasn't he like coaxed by Snoke, who turns out to be Palpatine or something like that?
Don't spoil the.
Yeah, you don't spoil, buddy. You haven't. Sweet hasn't seen the last episode.
Well, I haven't either.
Well, then don't say anything.
Hey,
no one knows what's happening anyways, because everyone got fuck. After the second sequel, it was like, the fuck is going on?
Trust me, once you watch the last movie, you'll still agree with that no one knows what the fuck is happening. Because goddamn is it all over the place.
They should have. I don't.
Into the red carpet, and she had no idea what was going on with the story.
Yeah, I want to fuck away. I think it's because. What was it? Yeah, is it James Gunn? Was it James Gunn? Who was it that made the Star Wars movies?
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, he was making it. And the issue was he had a set off story
Oh,
apparently.
what character was that? Also, who messaged?
James Gunn
somebody
was
James
originally supposed to direct the last Star Wars movie, and then he got cut
Yeah.
out, and then Ryan Johnson
One
was supposed
podcast
to do
another.
it, and then
After Worlds podcast.
they cut him out and added JJ back as like damage control for what Ryan did with Episode 8.
Wait, who's that? Mr. Bones the droid? Who is that? Do you know who that is, Shorty?
Who?
Mr. Bones the droid?
No, I got no idea.
I don't know either. Have a another podcast in the chat. I said that because that's in their name. And I should know what that is. We have to align me on that one. But yeah, basically, as we're talking about here, just to renote since you're just joining in. Yeah, we are talking about the original trilogy at the moment and what we thought. And we just come across the sequel thing. But
Yeah. But in general, like, even what people think about the prequels has its own good storyline, even if it's not the best. But the issue is, then you have the sequels, which first movie again good, and then the issue. I think the whole sequels would have been great if they had kept Abrahams that had an ID.
Well, I mean, honestly, when it came to the first sequel movie, it's just that they were trying to play it safe. Like, they didn't want to go too far with it, like, change it completely and have them be like, oh no, this isn't a Star Wars movie, which
They also had an
it's
entire
shit,
script and everything ready that they could have followed that they just didn't.
Yeah, but that was
And
the
not
other
only
producer,
that-
right? Wasn't that the other producer being like, I don't want to do that?
I mean, when it
No,
came to,
like,
like I said, when it came to the
Lucas-
first one,
When Lucas signed off the rights to Star Wars, he literally already had scripts and a storyline written out for the entirety of the sequel trilogy.
I mean, can you really? What the? Hold
Because
on,
it was supposed to be a 9-episode, 3 trilogies, and that was supposed to be the entirety of Star Wars. But he was getting
What's a
old. He
battle
was
droid?
already like 50 by the time the prequels were done, and had spent like the past 30 years of his life working on Star Wars.
Yeah.
So he signed it off to Disney, and he had the entire sequel trilogy planned out, ready to go, and Disney fucked it up.
I think the
Basically,
issue is not Disney fucking it up. I think the issue is that they didn't go by the script that they had. They decided that because I think him probably wrote the dumbest contract, which made that he had no control at all. So if he had had some control still, it probably wouldn't have fucked up because he could have said, no, this is not what it should be. But because he
Well, see,
basically
that's the other problem, really, is because when it came to the original trilogy, it wasn't just Lucas. I mean, Lucas was the main visionary, sure, but there were other writers involved too to help kind of mediate. And when it came to the prequels, they kind of just threw it at Lucas, just like, hey, do your thing, go for it. This is already a big thing, go for it. And kind of shouldn't have done that. I'm not saying the prequels are bad, but they could have been better. For sure.
yeah, with the thousand other things, yeah, that's true. But that's because Disney is trying to become like a PC, but at the same time, they're just fucking that up.
Alright, it's almost 2:15 for me. I have to wake up tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and I think it's time to switch topic anyways because we've gone
We didn't
through.
even finish.
Well,
Return to the Jedi. We skipped. Hold on, we're gonna want to finish that real quick.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
We didn't even get to the dang like after the.
who cares about the rest of the movie? We had the terrible stuff. What could be so good after that?
Okay,
I mean, you
point
do
is, they
have-
had all that kind of stuff when it came to Luke. Like I liked a bit of him like turning, like being more dark, like using both sides of it and everything. And then
So
we get to later of like
this isn't just the entire Battle of Endor.
what?
Is there something in between
I
just
think
like
there's
follow the
something
door.
in, yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah,
I mean,
because,
you
like,
have the whole
basically
planning part. Like we are
that.
gonna
I mean, he
do.
goes back to Dagobah, you know, to
Oh
try
yeah,
to finish
Yoda
the training,
dies.
but Yoda dies, and then you have the whole spiel of, from a certain point of view, from Obi-Wan over there, from Ben in this case. It's like, oh, hey, you know, I told you, you know, Vader killed your dad. I was right. He did by himself turning, and he is your dad. Yeah. Thanks for the confusion for some people. Don't know how it's confusing, but all right, cool. But you got that going. Figure out that Leia's Luke's sister, and then you think about the previous movie. Um, okay, cool.
Like, couldn't you have told me that before, or?
Like
Okay,
before
lightsaber
they had to
making
make out
deleted
sesh.
scene where no, that was just a deleted scene. That didn't actually happen in Empire.
No, it was in the movie.
In
No,
the
it was a deleted scene.
It was in the movie.
I think it was in the original. It may have been
No,
deleted.
it was always in the movie. Like,
Oh.
Leia kissing Luke. It was in the movie. It was never deleted.
Maybe they,
It was
maybe
there.
they just took out some dialogue.
No, it was there.
I swear there was something about that was a deleted scene.
The only reason why this happened is because, again, it's made on a movie by movie basis. Because at that time of Empire, it was never supposed to be Leia being Luke's sister. There's always supposed to be somebody else. Because when Luke leaves to go face Vader the first time, you know, Yoda says that, you know, there is another. As in, like, there's uh, another hope in this case. It's supposed to be somebody else, or at the very least be another Skywalker, but it was not supposed to be her. It was supposed to be somebody else. And then at that movie, they decided, okay, we'll just have it be her for the sake of, hey, she's been there this entire time. Give her some character development. But at the same time, they kind of unwittingly, I mean, I'm sure they figured that out pretty quickly. Like, you kind of just made that a little awkward.
Though, kind of makes sense because if he had never gotten to know her, they probably would have gone further. That's the thing. If you take the whole thing, I'm not wrong though. Which makes sense because so the first part does make sense in a different way because there are two. It's a man and a lady. They and
Okay. All right, let's get out of that conversation. Well, they go off and do that point being. But yeah, that was in between like Endor and Jabba was going back to there, and then they come back and do all that stuff. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, I guess. I mean, hey, the I like the speeder battle. That was kind of nice. Made no sense in a couple of areas, but all right.
yeah.
Then you get the teddy bears, which I will refuse to call them anything else. They are teddy bears. All the Ewoks are.
Something other than teddy bears.
Nah, they're fucking teddy bears. Cute, cuddly shit. Anyway, go off and do that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Ewok fights are always something. Always crazy stuff. People are annoyed by them in some case. I'm not. I like them. They're fun.
The teddy bear ruins robots.
Yeah. Also, again, another thing is like they have Luke come along with a mission, and it's all the first thing when they get there is like, oh, he shouldn't have came because Vader's on the ship. They would sense each other. That stuff because that's how that works. Like, yeah, you probably should have thought of that to begin with. Nice job, Dingus. Because honestly, I mean, really, what all Luke is there to do is to lift 3PO up in a chair. That's it.
And then he runs off and be like, I'm gonna go kill my dad.
Well, no, he goes off to try to turn him, but yeah.
And around there I fell asleep.
Then you fell asleep. You fell asleep in the movie.
I think I
Now
fell
you think
asleep in
it
the
was
middle of the fucking. I think I met the. I was so about the Evox and then I was like, good night.
Well, I'll admit
The
around then it
only
dragged a little
movie
bit.
I've fallen asleep watching was the Avengers, and I was trying to rewatch it, just like go through watch an MCU movie one a day, and I fell asleep like halfway through the movie because it was like 4 a.m.
And
Oh,
no,
that's your fault. No. The only movie that I think I fell asleep in like 2 or 3 movies in the theater, but my first one was Terminator Salvation, where I slept through the entire movie. And
is it?
people ask me how because it's a super loud movie and it's in the theater. That is the first one I actually fell asleep in.
Pay
And it's like,
$7 to a movie to go watch, to not to go sleep in the theater.
just go pay some money to watch a movie, but instead you use it to have another place to take a nap.
That
I mean,
would like your
I mean,
sleeping
I had
routines.
maybe 20, 30 minutes of the movie, then I fell asleep and I woke up during the credits and I was actually really mad about it. I was
Did,
just like, what the hell happened? My dad next to me was just like, oh, did you fall asleep? Like, yeah, I don't, I think I fell asleep the entire movie. Like, the movie's over. What happened? Like, I didn't get to see it.
did
I waited till
you?
the movie came out on DVD to rewatch.
I don't know. Wait, is Salvation the fourth one?
What?
Which one is Salvation?
I don't fucking know. It's the one that, whatever his name is, the guy that, I don't know what his name is. No, I don't know what the actor's name is, what I'm trying to say. Basically, the guy who's in Avatar, the main character, the blue
Yeah, I
actor.
don't remember that either.
Are you guys going to go through the prequels tonight?
No,
We have not watched them yet.
Okay, good.
we haven't watched him yet.
Oh,
But anyway, as when it comes to again original trilogy though, to go off, they at least did good when it came to the lightsaber battle. They improved, I guess, because in your case of your wherever you heard that of, they were fine smacking stuff against each other then. But anyway, they had that kind of stuff.
well,
They
they
actually
didn't
finally
have.
have a stormtrooper. They finally had a stormtrooper who could actually aim. One of its kind that should have got a damn promotion for it. Well, I mean, granted, he died, but or got captured. But because I mean, right afterwards, I'm pretty sure Leia shot him. But he actually shot Leia in the arm with the one and only. No one else has ever been able to land a hit on any of them. But this one trooper actually managed to shoot her in the arm. Like, damn, good job. Which it actually is a Star Wars lore that it is hard to see out of those helmets. Like, it is actually pretty hard to see in them. Like,
So basically, they just
it's literally
disadvantage.
their helmets. That's it. Like it's their helmets that makes it harder to aim. For some reason, they use those damn helmets, and that is the reason why. It's actually lore.
So wait, so they change helmet types when they become stormtroopers. But when they're
Yeah.
Imperial,
When clones became storm. Well, I
May
mean,
not have
granted,
mass
no
weight, and they're
clones,
just easier to mass produce,
I guess,
especially
but
for a bunch of people that didn't all fit, that weren't just clones of each other, so they had to make it to accommodate various sizes.
plus, I mean, clones were basically kicked out. I don't know if any clones remained, but at the very least, they were all done.
that was probably the guy that shot him. Shot Leia.
Yeah, that's a thing that the
Oh,
it's
this
called
is kind of
Afterworlds
treading on
or is it After? Yeah.
like prequel territory, but Rex is supposedly the old man that helps with the Battle of Endor.
Hmm. Nice. Makes sense though. Uh, what is it? Well, technically that's going off of Rebels and Clone Wars, but yeah.
Honestly, I think he would be dead by then because they
No.
age twice as fast.
Well,
So he would have been
he's in Rebels.
nearly 100. Because Rebels is still before Episode 4, so it's like 20 years
Yeah,
before
but
after.
how old is Rex in the prequels?
Well, the last episode of Rebels is the end of the war, like after the Empire's done.
Yeah, so like there's a couple of years pass between the entirety of Rebels, so it's probably like 3, 4 years.
I
So
guess.
I'd put uh by the time
I mean that and Rex is in Rebels, so as an old guy.
let's see, uh,
Anyway,
because he was a first gen clone trooper.
I don't know about that one. But anyway, no, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
No, he didn't have the DNA of Fett or the entire genome of Fett. No, I think it was a second gen.
Unless
Or
first gen was just
first gens are.
Boba
There's only
and
two first gens.
Omega.
Yeah, Mega and Boba. They're the only first
Uh,
gens, and a few other ones that probably died by now. But anyway,
was
point is,
Rex and Rex.
Afterworld's podcast of something they put in chat of that during the Empire's reign, anyone off the streets could, who proved their worth in training, could become a stormtrooper. So basically, again, it's just anybody who's like, oh hey, I do good with the blaster.
I could hit the
Cool. Go
fucking
ahead.
rat.
We're gonna enlist you. Yeah, we're gonna draft you. I'm pretty sure there was a draft actually.
Honestly, so Rex was born 32 BBY. So when the Battle of Yavin happens in Episode 4, he's 32, which means that by the end of it says the Battle of Crate. I'm assuming that's like that's sequel trilogy. So I'd put him around close to 40. I'd say like 35 to 40 during the Battle of Endor. So he would be like 70, 80 by human standards.
Why are we talking about Rex?
I don't know. He decided when we start talking about it. I'm like, I'm trying to get off the subject, and you keep getting back onto it. I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like so Luke
But,
is
okay.
is trying to turn his father.
Yeah, let's go back to that. Trying to finish the movie. We have freaking 30 minutes left of the movie to talk about. Point is, all that kind of stuff happened. I'm not going to go plot wise. I'm not going to do what I did at the beginning of our conversation. I don't know why I did it. I'm freaking proud I started doing it, and I just couldn't shut up. Anyway, that's when it comes down to it, though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, lightsaber battles are great. Honestly, I didn't ever notice this before, but it's like every time Vader talked, you could tell there's more concern and more like he actually cared, like in his voice. If you think about it, like it actually seems more like he actually really had more concern in his voice of like towards Luke, like a few different things he's mentioned or that he says, like what is it? Basically when Luke was trying to take him and just like, they could run, they don't have to go see the Emperor or anything. He's like, no, it's too late, it's kind of have to. And saying like, they're still good in him and everything, and he's just like, it's too late for him. Like, it kind of just like when I first saw it, or first few times I've seen it, basically before this, every time before this time that I've seen it, like I never really noticed that it actually seems like he had more caring in his voice, like, oh, sorry, can't do that. Before it's like, nah, can't, no. Like, hey, I like being bad. That's it. That's what I thought at first. It's like, hey, I'm evil.
Yeah.
I don't know. But go from that.
I wanted to point out the bad luck of these Skywalkers losing a hand.
Yeah, what's happening? I mean, granted, okay. When it came to, I'm pretty sure that was just because Luke did. Luke lost his hand, and when it came to Vader, they just figured, hey, it was all machine anyway at that time. And then when the prequels came out, it's like, well, Luke did. Might as well just have Anakin do the same thing. Why not?
Literally, just you can find YouTube videos that are like a minute and a half long of just hands getting chopped off in Star Wars.
It just keeps happening, man.
I think they need to put. They should put bracelets with the metal thing.
Well, Beskar is like incredibly hard to come by.
I mean, hey, they're still. Well, actually, no, right then and there at the end of the war. Well,
yeah, Beskar is like the most valuable metal to get, but because isn't it?
A lot of Mandalorians didn't even have Beskar armor, and they used whatever that alloy was.
Yeah, but wasn't it because the Empire used it?
No.
Well, that was after, because that's being used as currency and stuff for the Empire and the Mandalorian, which is after Episode 6. Yeah. So if we're talking Jedi.
Yeah, but wasn't it
got
on the war also they used a lot of Beskar? And that's why it's running dry in a sense, because they... And it's hard to
Most
go...
best cards with the Civil War, like the Mandalorian. Mandalore, Civil War. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. One thing that kind of annoys me, that back to Return of Jedi in this case, one thing that annoys me, they added a line in the Disney Plus version. I've never seen it in any other version. Maybe it was in something else, but they added a line, and I'm not a fan of it.
what they had.
Vader saying no. He did not say that when he was no when he was when he turned, when he basically like got the emperor and threw him down the shaft. He actually was like getting upset, I guess. Before it was just silent, like he would just like turn, but he turned a few times, then he just like looked over, picked him up, threw him. But in this case, he's like no, no, and like picked him up, throw him off. Like
Says it
what?
twice?
Yeah, he said it twice. Like he's just like because he was like saying like no in disbelief. Like he's like no, this isn't right. He's like okay, no. It's like you're telling him no, just throw him off. Like yeah, he did that. Like they added that line at that point. I'm like why? Why would you do that? I don't know. But I don't like it. I don't like it. I preferred it when it was just silent. He just did it on his own. Disney, I guess. Again, I don't know if it was actually Disney. It could have been before that, but because I actually have not watched many of the newer versions.
Lucasfilm
the only
added
version
it
I have
in the Blu-ray in 2011.
Okay, yeah, like I said, Blu-ray version.
That just confirms that you may be right about them using the Blu-ray version on Disney.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, I mean, it's just they keep adding things. Like, so if it wasn't even the Blu-ray version, they probably added it since then. Like, they made more additions during Disney Plus, for example, they could have, and just that one was already tacked in there.
There are some people who have like dedicated their time to making
The specialized edition.
Yeah.
I have watched the first one.
That's honestly really cool because you get to see.
It looks really nice, especially like
exactly
the coloring
how
and everything.
It was supposed to be. If you were to
the only way you could do it
the
now
theater.
is I think you have to torrent it. I mean, there are ways to watch it if you like have like certain websites or using Kodi builds or whatever. But one is like the main way too is you have to torrent it. And like legality, let's not get into that one. Because like, oh, you need to have the Blu-ray discs. Like, do you need to have the Blu-ray discs? I don't know about that. But it's more of legality.
Maybe the VHS tape.
Well, no, I mean, it says you need the Blu-ray disc, but I'm pretty sure what they mean by that is just for legality. Because like, hey, purchase it to be like, hey, you have it, don't pirate. But technically, I'm pretty sure they give you the whole movie.
Honestly, if people don't have Star Wars, like own Star Wars, most people, if you just went out on the street and asked someone if they owned a copy of Star Wars, I feel like 9 out of 10 people would say yes.
I don't really think most would, because I mean, at times, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like now when you have Disney Plus, I mean, why would most people just be like, why would you even need to? You just have that and just watch it at any time. You don't really need the physical copy.
I mean,
I don't really do that much anymore.
Like unless you're getting rid of all your DVDs and stuff. But we have the DVDs and everything from like
I have an old DVD
2005
collection
of the first
probably same one.
6.
I probably have the same one. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of Jenna. It's basically nothing else much to say about that one. It's just like that's the last thing I could say about it. I'm sure you have like the burning Vader and the ghost show up, but who needs that?
And they're not adding and they're not removing a hole in the fucking Death Star.
Hmm?
You know the big fucking hole that they bomb in? That they could, maybe remove so they didn't get access to the core?
Oh, well, I mean, it was literally being built still.
I mean, yeah, they could just go through it.
Yeah, but they still added that fucking hole. Like,
no, they literally center of the half-built Death Star too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They should
but
have built a better Death Star, to be honest.
well,
And
it was in
faster.
the middle of being built. They were building a better Death Star. It was in the middle of being fucking built. They didn't get a finish.
They should have built a better Death Star. Why you just want them to build it faster?
I'm not gonna lie.
Been
They
like
probably would have fucked it up anyways.
4 years max.
The only okay, when it came to the first Death Star, it's not about them building a better Death Star. It's a Rogue One thing,
I mean, it was also mm,
and he hasn't seen it
that's
yet, so I, no spoil on that one.
plot
But yeah,
things
it's a
for
Rogue One
different
thing. They
things.
explain it. They explain why the first Death Star was the way it was. But yeah,
Still trash.
whatever. Okay, so I mean, yeah, I guess we're kind of done Star Wars wise because we still need to watch the prequels. Who knows when the hell we'll get started on that one?
Mm-hmm.
DM me or
That
ping
took
me or
us
something if
an
you
hour.
guys are gonna watch it, because I will watch the prequels. I didn't know you guys were watching Star Wars, so I would have watched it with y'all.
You would have been waiting for a few months. Actually, we haven't. Me and you, I don't think have met when we last watched Empire. Me and you never met at that point.
Maybe.
Oh, I
Pretty
think.
sure that was it. Me and you haven't met at the time.
Nope, I don't. Or actually, wait. When did we watch Empire again? Actually,
Uh,
I don't know. Did you meet him before Return of the Jedi? Because we watched those two
yeah.
quickly on each other, basically.
What?
Did we watch Return of the? Did we watch Empire? No, we watched it.
I met Nexus when we played Phasmophobia, and that
I
was
mean, yeah, I mean,
5 months
look,
ago?
trust me, it was definitely before because I'm pretty sure at the time we watched Empire, I didn't have my stuff connected correctly because again, I had the bad power situation and I had to watch it on my laptop.
You still have bad power.
I know I still do, but I'm saying at the time I didn't have it set up correctly. So
Yeah.
at the time, I only had like my laptop plugged in, and I had to watch through that. So yeah, trust me, me and you didn't meet yet when we watched Empire, and it took forever for us to even begin Return of Jedi. It was only like a few weeks ago.
But let's not talk about FMAB, okay? Let's not talk about that though.
What? Yeah, okay, yeah, it's not. That's years, maybe more. We're still waiting to watch that 11th or 12th episode.
Aren't we on 10th? I think we're on 10th, actually.
No, it's on my anime list. It's still on there. I should check right now actually, where we're at.
I read the manga and I haven't watched this show, so how far into the series is that?
That is the first
Is that
fucking.
before or after the Tucker incident?
It's after. The Tucker incident is the 4th episode. Yes, I memorized that. We have watched 11 episodes. So we're on the 12th episode.
Oh.
12 out of 64. Oh boy. But yeah, anyway, we're basically done with the whole Star Wars bit because I mean we can still talk a little bit about it, but I mean otherwise we're kind of done with Return of Jedi. So
Go.
Yeah.
But before I go, I want to ask you guys, what's your favorite opening from any Star Wars movie?
what?
Favorite opening scene from any Star Wars movie?
Okay, I thought you meant like a favorite opening to the entire movie. I'm like, they're all the same.
Favorite title crawl.
Which one has the best?
Which of the 9 has the? Yeah, 9 because Solo and Rogue One don't have a title crawl. Which of the
Yeah,
9
they don't
is
have
your
that.
favorite title crawl?
Oh, I like.
Actually, no. I would say this Lego Star Wars
I'm
was
pretty
has.
sure- Oh, fuck's sake.
Because every episode has a fucking title.
Honestly, just the New Hope. I mean, that was actually a really good one
Yeah.
as an opening.
The
Like, it
New
really just
Hope.
worked. Like, it just immediately just throws you into a battle because it's Star Wars. Like, it just shows you off. Like, there you go. There's a war happening right then and there. I'm like, hey, it just kind of throws you into it, and not in a bad way. Like, it
My
just like
favorite opening scene
sets it off.
has to be episode 3.
Okay, now All right,
I'm
look.
not gonna I'm not gonna dive into it because has Sweet, have you
Yeah,
watched?
he's seen it. He's seen the
Okay.
I've seen up to episode 8,
Yeah,
Okay.
but not the side stuff
why
yet.
is it? Because that's where the fun begins.
No,
Mm.
it's like just the opening scene. You see.
I mean, yeah, it's a good opening. I mean, episode 3 honestly is.
No. Like the very beginning of it, you see two ships flying in formation, so you can tell like there's some sort of bond between them. And then they just it's a lot of just like seeing character growth between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
And
they
how they've
freaking went through a whole war together.
grown as characters from 2 to 3.
Which I mean, granted, what's funny about that to me is about. I know we're not talking about prequels too much, but until we get to them, but what's funny about that is that it's been 10 years since the first one to the second one. 10 years, and yet
Yeah,
they still are not very
honestly,
close. And then you get, granted, he does still bring up the whole thing, like, oh, he's like I think he said he's like a father to him, and then afterwards, it's like
why do
changes that to
fathers
brother.
make that? It's like, hon-
But regardless, it's
honestly,
just like,
I feel like I love episode 1 and the characters that it introduced, but it shouldn't have
episode
existed the
one
way
is
it
like more
does.
closer to the original feeling like an original because it technically still is. It was 90s.
Yeah, but I feel like that the movie itself, like the time frame it covers shouldn't exist, or like it didn't really need to be explored as the new movie. And if we just got episode 2 as the movie,
Nah, they
Clone
had to
Wars,
show Anakin being again whiny bitch. That show Luke's roots.
I feel like Anakin just was a whiny bitch through the whole series. I mean, he literally killed off a kid because for some reason they made him
okay, but
made
you're
him
not stuck in
mad.
episode 3 in a bubble. That literally takes place over the course of a couple days, and those are quite literally like the worst days of his entire life.
Bah.
It's been up the entire season 7 of the Clone Wars is also just a couple days.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
but it's because it
Uh,
takes place at 3. Anyway,
You know,
yep,
I'm just telling you. I feel like Anakin needs some anger management.
oh, you know what I'm saying.
Did you think about this before or after he murdered all those younglings?
I don't know.
Oh, and by the way, did you know? I'm gonna mention this little tidbit. Again, we're not talking about the prequels right now, but I'm still gonna mention it. Did you know that the youngling, the first one that asks him, like, what are we gonna do? The Lucas intentionally made him look like Anakin at that age to show that to like have this like transition for Anakin, be like, like that's how he was, and or it's a metaphorical way of him killing off his original self.
Funny. I watched an interview with the actor who played the little kid, and he said Hayden Christensen yelled "boo" on set, which made him step back. And then Lucas kept it in and added with like lightsaber effects and everything.
All right.
Poor kid giving him PTSD. And he never steps his foot on a set ever again.
Alright, well it's 2:45 almost.
Yeah, well.
I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys some other time.
All right.
Yeah.
You know.
And we have some other stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah. And transition. Huh.
We're still stuck on Disney though.
What?
We're getting close to the end, so I feel like we should continue our Disney part of the part and go
What
to
was
the spoiler
was it?
part.
What?
The
No,
Marvel.
We're not. We haven't even got to the middle.
We're definitely past the middle.
I mean, yeah, fine, I guess, but hold on.
What do you have anything tiny to talk about? Because you kind of talked about Star Wars for 2 hours.
There was 33 minutes, but yeah, so 2.5 hours. I wanted to talk about my rant. We didn't even trash.
What? Technically we trashed.
We trashed a few things, yes. But okay, see, my freaking top name of this episode needs to change now.
Well, actually, but we take 15 minutes of your trashing, and then we take 15.
Which technically, no, it doesn't, because we talked a bit about the Psychonauts thing, and that actually accounts for what I was meaning.
Yeah. But we can also.
But,
you want to trash Activision for something?
Mm-hmm.
Should I take a nap?
I feel like we're not going to get to the Loki stuff at this rate, if I want to talk about this.
I mean, we could do Loki next time instead then.
Alright.
Even if it's 2 weeks after, but it's like. At
And
least.
honestly, it gives people a breather, and then we can just go into spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah, and it gets. Yeah. The quick thing about it, though, spoiler free, great show. Not gonna lie.
Great show. Again, if you have Disney Plus, go check it out.
Yeah.
Very good. You don't need to watch the previous episode, the previous series to watch. I don't think you have to watch any of them.
No, actually, I would recommend to watch. Is it Endgame? To a degree.
No, series.
Oh yeah, series. Yeah, but you should have watched almost at least Endgame. Preferably the whole fucking thing, but like
Okay,
Endgame.
watch the Thor movies and Endgame. That is the main importance. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Is it Infinity War?
That's when.
No, and yeah, Infinity War. Actually, Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, both of them. They matter.
Yeah.
So like, do both of those. Basically, anything that you think.
Basically, all 4 movies. I think first Avenger.
Watch the Avenger movies. You don't need to watch Ultron. You can. That's it. Just go watch the MCU movies, guys. That's all.
You just watch all of them in general. It's like 27.
Spider-Man, those aren't on there.
Yeah, it's sad. It's not even on.
Spider-Man movies aren't on there, but you don't really need to watch them to get it. Somebody can explain to you the missing pieces between Spider-Man and Infinity War.
Far From Home basically could be important to watch if you watch Infinity War, but otherwise it's like, doesn't really have.
Far From Home is after Endgame. No.
Wait, isn't Far From Home? Wait, what's the? Oh no, Homecoming.
Yeah, Homecoming is.
I watched Far From Home not too long ago, like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And also, fun fact about that: Spider-Man is coming to Disney soon, sometime this year.
That is good.
This year, which I think because people speculate about it coming when the movie comes out, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely gonna come. That
makes sense. Probably going to, because Disney is probably gonna do their, Disney Plus premiere, where you need to.
That's the question, if they can do that now, because Sony still had more rights than Disney.
They may not be able to do it with that movie.
But they may be able to after would be released on DVD and stuff. That's when it comes on Disney Plus.
Probably.
Yeah.
But okay. So, as we said, just go watch Loki and watch other stuff.
Yeah.
That you would require to, but do that. But on to the trashy topic, because I've been wanting to trash these damn guys. Before I do that, let me take a drink. By the way,
I don't have anything left.
I don't know if you heard me coughing a little bit ago.
Nope.
But it wasn't too long ago, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes ago, was the first drink I took out of my drink. I haven't taken a single drink this entire time. But, okay, so, my trash topic that I'm bringing today. So, before we get into that, bitch, I'm gonna kind of, I can't this time, because I don't have anything prepared for it, but I want to make, like, a intro thing for every time we talk, like we trash talk, like, have like a garbage truck show by or something, like a visual effect on screen that kind of has to deal with that, or have sound effects. I want to set that up at some point.
In general, we need an intro thing for the fucking whole thing.
Really, we kind of do. It's just us talking, but we'll be alright. I probably need to set up a separate start screen for it to make like more on theme. But
Yeah. We're just
but
lazy.
I mean, mine's kind of alright on theme. There's stars. There's a star in the thumbnail. It's whatever. But yeah. Activision. Where do I even begin?
Code.
Yeah.
I don't know what other games they own.
I know plenty that they own.
I don't remember because I don't give a fuck about what they own.
So Activision. Obviously, we know they're a trash company, and it's bad enough that in this, to one person that I keep like trying to say things to, their first response was Activision. What did you expect? Like, yeah, okay, fine, yes, I know, but it's still something I want to rant about. And they always just keep saying the same thing. It's Activision. What do you expect? Like, I know.
So what do you
I know
expect
they're
from them?
horrible. To be horrible, because they are. I don't know what happened after, what was it? Was it Black Ops 3? In this case, I mean, granted, before that, they were still awful in a lot of their games, but I mean,
Yeah, I think
it got even worse after I think Black Ops 3.
I mean, like in
Well,
general,
it's
like
they
Black Ops 3 was the
somewhat
beginning of terrible. Like, I never really liked Black Ops 3. Really a big fan.
Really, it was before that when it was still terrible.
Yeah, wasn't it Infinity
Ghost,
Warfare?
to me, is when it started. To me, that's when it fully started. Was Ghost.
Yeah, because
I
Ghost
hated
was
everything
like,
after.
like Ghost was. People said even Ghost is bad to a degree because
I don't like Ghosts. I thought it was boring as all hell.
I need to play it. I have it on Xbox One.
I had to replay it at some point, but that's whenever I get to my actual point to that. I will little tangent here. I will add COD games onto my actual streaming schedule once at some point whenever I get a free game to throw it into. But
Yeah.
that's gonna be a bit. Yeah, I don't know. Like since Ghosts, it's just been all awful in most cases to me. But when it came to the newer ones, I think Black Ops 3, maybe.
I mean, zombie mode has always been like okay. And then
Yeah, I mean, okay, it basically was that. Modern Warfare, I'm gonna say, is an outlier, like in 2019, because that was actually pretty good. The campaign was great. The new engine was great. That's one of the COD games for a while that I was actually having somewhat fun in multiplayer, especially Night Vision hardcore. Like
did
when
you
you have
ever
no
play
HUD.
Shipment?
Yeah.
Like a lot of Shipment maps?
Well, yeah, I played with you, remember?
Yeah, but Shipment was so fucking fun. It was like, let's play. Bam!
One
Oh,
time I actually, well, okay. It's also the only game I condone having a shotgun because it was fun having a shotgun in Modern Warfare.
oh,
If it's a fucking sniper.
You can literally make it a sniper. I'm not kidding. Me and Danny played a lot, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna
I've
make a
seen video
shotgun.
footage where people can literally take their shotgun, aim upward, shoot, and you'll see the bullet like go over like across a ridge, and it will hit. It will kill the person. It's just so damn broken. But
Yeah,
it's fun. And with shipment, it's just like, it's basically instant killing and instant dying like every 5 seconds. Just like completely hectic, so it's fun.
yeah,
But like I said, my favorite mode is Night Vision hardcore. I think it's hardcore. But again, it's where you have no HUD.
yeah. That's
And
hardcore.
again, yeah, so no HUD, and it's night vision maps, and it's like really fun to play that because it's like difficult to be sure, and you always have to just look out for the night vision lights because there's people always trying to aim in on you, and you'll always see that like laser, and you're like, oh, kill. So you have to be really careful. It's like a strategy type of deal. So it's like I liked it, but
Yeah, we
Cold
should
War,
play Modern Warfare sometime.
we do. I had to plug my external hard drive back in because that's where I have it installed. But oh god, oh god. Oh.
What are you doing? Hello? Did you throw your mic or something?
I put it down.
Hi, Flame Gamer.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had this bag of like like chocolate candy thing. That
Ah, yes, you're turning
balls that
40.
just rolled out.
You're
They
turning
rolled out.
50 candy.
250 sugar, 250 grams of sugar in total. But like some of it just rolled out. I'm like, oh god, I had to pick that up. Anyway, as I was saying, Cold War. Whew, boy, where should we begin? Of its horribleness.
Well,
Actually,
it's
we should
not
go into the
100%, not 100% horrible actually, but 90% of it is
90%.
horrible.
90%, yes. Glad we have the same wavelength on that one. But yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. I have not played the campaign yet because I'm saving it for when I get to it in the series.
Yeah.
So at this point, I just want like it to be part of have a good reaction to it or bad reaction to it, whatever. But we have Cold War, the campaign. Like I don't know yet. Multiplayer, I haven't tried it because I don't really care for it. Don't want to.
It
only play
sucks.
I bet. I
Even
never played Black Ops 4 multiplayer either.
Yeah.
I didn't bother because of the new mechanics, and everybody said like, "Oh, it makes it like more fun." Everything like, whatever. But
no, the issue with multiplayer in Cold War is like this is kids that doesn't leave their room that plays this game. It's not like you can't go in as a casual player because the skill-based matchmaking breaks the whole game. Like back in like Modern Warfare 2, you played the same if you didn't leave the lobby, it was always the same lobby. Now it's every game it switches lobby. If you play,
yeah, it does that in general with everything. I don't know why. I don't know why games do that. Like they don't have an intermission in this sense.
I like that with Modern Warfare 2. That was the fun part. Was like you could play the same lobby, and if you got like, oh, okay, this is two good people, I don't want to play with them. You just switch the lobby and hope you got a different lobby. Now it's a new lobby every time, so you sit there and be like, oh, so either I'm gonna play because I played good one game. I'm gonna play with the people that fucking sweat this game 200 hours.
Pretty much.
Which I basically have done this season. Let's not talk about that. I'm level 180 something. Only mostly playing Summit.
Yeah, it's a good thing I like. That's really the only thing I do like is that level is with every mode. You can level up with any mode.
Yeah, I have bought
that's great.
I also bought the battle pass for each season for this time, but I completed 3 out of 4. I didn't complete the first one, which was because I didn't play it that much. But then second one, I got so far, and at like, I'm not kidding, at the end of season 2, I completed the battle pass because they had a double battle pass weekend, and I got up to like 95 or something, and I was like, I may not complete it before they reset it, but I did it. And then season 3 was like, if I get far enough, I buy it. And I got halfway and I was like, I'm buying it.
Yeah. For what I would talk about in this case, because I have nothing to contribute to that, because I don't really care about the season at all. I don't play a game for a battle pass or a season pass or anything. I don't care for any of that kind of stuff. It just seems really stupid and boring. But
yeah, let's not talk about how much I've wasted on. Let's not talk about how much money I've given Activision though.
Yeah, you could have bought more games with that one, buddy.
I literally spent $100 on it. Hello? Are you still?
It says let's not talk about it, but then immediately talks about it.
I actually last month spent $100 on it.
Again, you could have bought so many games with that.
Oh yeah,
the games I was telling you to buy. Like, hey, buy these games. They're good games that you could either play and stream, or hey, some of them were co-op and we could stream together, and they would actually be fun. You're like, nah, I'm gonna spend on Battle Pass money.
No, I actually bought COD points. Just because no, so the Battle Pass just came out basically. I got money a week after it came out. So I had already planned to buy the Battle Pass, of course. And then of course, and then they added gifting like a bundle. So I have bought Danny, maybe an anime bundle and a skin. What pissed me off though was the limit. Like, oh, you can only gift a friend once a week. And you can only gift 3 friends in total per week. Like, why does that matter? Like, if I wanna buy my friend 3 bundles, what does that matter? You still get the money.
I don't know. Again, Activision. Speaking of Activision, let's get into some cons here. So with zombies, you think, okay, first you just have Firebase Z, not a bad map at first glance.
It's not
Alright.
bad, and well, it's good. Like it's a good map. The issue is it gets kind of meh.
Yeah, most people, and the problem is, after like maybe fucking 5 rounds, you're playing online, everyone wants to go ahead and exfil. Like, really, dude? We barely even played it. You already want to quit. Like, I keep saying that. It's like you go for 5 rounds, and it's like, exfil?
Actually, you need to go 11,
whatever.
10 rounds before you can exfil.
Okay, well, I meant to say 10. That's why I corrected myself right then and there. I'm like, actually, no, never mind, 10, because it wouldn't be 5. Point being, the second you can exfil, people want to exfil.
Yeah, I don't get that. I exfil at 10 if I feel like I'm not gonna do good.
It's, it's not even about doing good. It's more so just like, it's like nobody fucking cares about zombies anymore, to the point where it's like you want to survive for as long as you can. At this point, if I had a choice, I would disable exfil to where I would never use it ever, because I don't care for it. I don't care if it gives you a bit more points. I don't care if it does all this other crap. I don't care. I want to just play the game. The point of zombies is to survive for as long as humanly possible. Even if that means you're going to be on the game for 3 to 4 hours or more, you're doing it. I once
Yeah.
stayed up super late to where it was like 7 in the morning, I think, playing zombies because I would refuse to quit, to basically kill myself in the game, to stop playing so I could continue to try to get up higher. I made it to round 49 that day in Darius. That's when it was just World of War.
Huh.
Like, that was a nice time.
Yeah.
But,
I
anyway,
prefer
so,
Outbreak. It's fun.
yeah, and then, of course, I was getting to that bit where Outbreak came out, and, which actually, was Outbreak first or was Machine first?
Time Machine was the first match.
Okay, so it was that Machine. I wouldn't even know.
Time Machine, Firebase, Outbreak, and now Toten.
Anyway, point being, Outbreak, fun concept because it's basically you take Blackout, for example, where you take like it's like battle royale mechanics, throw it into zombies. You think, okay, battle royale, that sounds awful.
No, actually, I would say the more battle royale part is Onslaught on PlayStation 4. You literally.
Well, I mean, sure, but I'm saying in general that it still has that mechanic bit, so it just sounds more to it. I mean, you do because you still drop in. Not exactly, but I mean, you do when you die. But I mean, you got that. You still go up and pick up weapons off the ground. You can still get the box, little loot boxes and stuff like that. You have to go find. Well, really, you always have to find the box randomly, but
Unless they're a mimic. Fucking tracer.
Never ran into that.
Yeah, I have run into a few. And now I think they added some mimics can be in medium boxes. Before it was just large boxes, and then now it's medium boxes. I'm like, but I think that after the first one, so I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me?
I've never run into that.
Yeah, you have been lucky.
Then again, it's not even about being lucky. It's about my problem. Yeah. So here's the deal. I cannot get very far in any zombies match online. And if someone's gonna say, "Oh, is this because you're bad at the game?" No, that would normally be the case. But no, it seems my console is bad at the game too.
I think that's, but there's an Xbox issue, which I don't know why they're not fixing, because because again, you said it yourself, it's not on any other console. It's only Xbox X and S.
Yeah. So basically, for people who don't know, if you have a Series X or Series S, don't buy Cold War. Just don't.
Unless you play
If you
multiplayer.
have, well, if you're playing solo, if you're only well, fuck multiplayer. If you're gonna if you're gonna play it solo, who cares? It's not gonna matter. If you're gonna play online, don't, because there's a lot of problems right now, and Activision doesn't want to fix it, or because they have to know by now. People have been complaining about it forever. They haven't done anything, and I have gone through maybe 3 or 4 patches since I've last looked, since I've last played the game, and every time I boot up the console, it's like, oh hey, Cold War's updating. Still an issue.
So I wonder if it's the Xbox that has having the issues done and not the game.
Well,
Could be the X and S.
Every other game that's kind of similar, like multiplayer wise. I don't know. Okay, so basically, again, it's this. Like I've tried the Xbox One X version, which is just the original one that you get. I tried that version of Cold War, and it has the issue. And then later, I spent the $10 to upgrade because my brother owns the actual game. I just spent $10 and bought the upgrade edition, and that upgraded to the Series X edition. That still did it. And my problem, if people want to know, is that if you do a certain action in a game, it could be anyone in the lobby doing this. If somebody like certain objectives or like certain things they shoot at, if they spray, like if they just like hold down the button and shoot at it, for example, in Outbreak, it's a purple orb. I don't know what the objective is, but it's like a purple orb you shoot. If you spray it, it will start lagging the game for people with Series X or S, and it will cause connection loss out of nowhere. And you can jump around the map, you'll like fall through the map. I always fall through the damn map, and zombies will come up and kill you. Happens every time. And Firebase Z, I've had it happen. I don't know what they did to cause it, but it happened. Very annoying.
That's why I prefer to play solo.
Yeah, basically it's just whenever somebody sprays, like a spray shoots. If you like tap it, like just like tap shoot, like shoot maybe 1 to 3 times, I think, and just like scoot it, like say the purple orb, then it's fine. It won't happen. But if you spray it, it does it. It lags. And Activision will not fix this because so many people have been asking to fix this. They won't. They just don't do anything.
Maybe they don't know what's wrong. That's the issue.
They haven't even addressed it. That's the thing. They haven't addressed like, hey, we know about this issue, or like putting like a known issues thing or something. Just like they don't do anything about it. They haven't addressed it. They haven't mentioned that like, hey, we know, we're trying to fix this. They haven't said a word.
Yeah.
And it just constantly happens to where I can't get 30 minutes into a game. Or I don't know. Just like I say Outbreak, for example, I can't get past the cabin, which is like the 3rd level. Or okay, I think it's a level after that, so like round 4. So I can't get past round 4. It always crashes before then. Because randomly it'll be like the whole match will crash. It'll be like, you disconnected from the game, or it just does the lag thing, sends me to the floor. And I die. So 2 of which will happen. I can't get past round 4.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck. And I don't know. And also, I tried installing HD assets, which took me forever to even get that to work, to where I could install it, because it kept failing every time. I think I actually had to reinstall the game. But got HD assets and installed it. I don't know what happened. I don't know. The textures were broken in zombies, because all zombies and hellhounds, basically the texture was black. Like it was just like full on charcoal, or like, I don't know, dark coloring black. It's just like that was the texture of the zombie or the hellhound, and like flame was that too. That was the color of flame, like black flames. It's just like, what the hell is going on?
I'm sort of wondering if Xbox is having a lot of issues with the Xbox.
flames also would have this like rainbow effect, where it's just like rainbow flames or something because it's like all pixely, everything like pixel.
Are you sure you downloaded the right pack?
I don't know. I feel like I either got the darkness pack and the rainbows and unicorns pack.
You got the pride pack and the fucking.
That too.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, those actually work better for that. But yeah, I don't know. You get basically those packs. Ray tracing seems to work fine. I haven't really been able to test it, so I just get that installed. I uninstalled the HD pack because it was 45 gigs anyway, so might as well just get rid of it, save space. It's gonna act up like that. But that's
Yeah.
my deal with Cold War. I have another gripe now.
Oh
That
no.
would be Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 HD. That's my next gripe.
Okay.
I actually do not own the game, so I can't really speak for it there, but I've heard that the Series X version of it is worse. So here we go again. An Activision game that cannot run good on a Series X or S. Something is happening where Activision cannot make good games for a next-gen Xbox console. Like, I don't know what it is. Bad enough the game just came out on a freaking Switch, I think. But I don't know. It's just like it won't work there, and craziness stuff happen. And I don't know what's with Activision, and they won't come across. We mentioned this before, but they won't do the whole upgrade for free thing. You have to spend money. You have to spend 10 extra bucks to buy.
Stupid.
Yeah, to basically buy the upgraded edition. They won't do it for free. Like, I don't understand why. What's the issue? It's like, no, we want you to pay for it.
I can understand if it's a small company, that an indie company that does it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it makes sense because in reality, because of what they're having to do for this like new generation, it makes sense to have to spend $10 more because it's like, you know, $69.99 in this case is an appropriate amount for a next gen game because it's like there's a lot more going into it than last gen. So it's like the price kind of it's warranted to go up, but you're going about it the wrong way, Activision. Everyone else is allowing free upgrades. You're not.
Yeah.
If it's an exclusive game, I understand. If it's exclusive to the next generation, okay, cool. $69.99, $70. Do it.
I
But
can
if you're
see
gonna
why
be
PlayStation's version can be more expensive because we have Onslaught, which is at the moment exclusive only on PlayStation.
yeah, that's basically the same thing it was with Modern Warfare and Survival.
They never added that to other consoles, did they?
I don't know. I think they did, but I don't know. They got that. Something I want to mention that, like, I guess it's just some to note that goes along with Activision that I didn't think they would do, but they fucking did it. So this is a Game Grumps thing that I'm just gonna mention, but basically what happened is somebody who used to be a part of Game Grumps that no longer is. His name is Rubber Ninja or Rubber Ross, either way, Ross O'Donovan, I mean. Basically, he creates Mario Maker levels, and he made recently a new world, because they do worlds now in Mario Maker 2, that was completely to screw over the Game Grumps. Like, make them mad and everything, like super hard levels. That was the whole point. And so Activision comes out and it's like, hey, we got this level creator for Pro Skater 1 and 2. So can you make a super hard level for the Grumps? We want to make a video of like a super hard level that you make in this game to screw them over. It's like, okay, so he gets paid to make a hard level, and the Game Grumps get paid because it's a sponsored video. Makes sense. Cool. Problem. It's a sponsored video. Ugh. Damn it, Activision. They made it to where you can't swear in the video. No swearing. And it's like, okay, I guess sponsored video makes sense. Whatever, it still sucks because they swear a lot. And the other thing is, they couldn't mention a brand of any other type if it wasn't involved, if it wasn't Activision, and if it wasn't Tony Hawk, like Pro Skater and all that. you could not mention any other brand. Nothing. And the whole show of Game Grumps is them talking about other stuff. They'll talk about movies, they'll talk about another game, they'll make fun of something. That is their whole thing. But they can't say anything. And the worst part is, like, they don't even know that. Like, they didn't know about it because they weren't told this. They made the whole video, and they had to censor it after making it. So there's just, like, a bunch of friggin' censors of them saying a bunch of stuff. Like, hey, you know this movie, and it's like, makes a construction noise. And it's like, yeah, I know that movie. Like, yeah, I know a construction noise. It's just like, Jesus Christ. And that's fucking Activision. That's them. That's their marketing team being like, no, you can't say anything else that does not involve this game. And you cannot swear.
See, this is, if you're gonna work with someone, you should work. They should have worked with someone family friendly. That
It's, yeah, pretty much. Like,
because
they shouldn't have worked with Game Grumps again because of, again, they're not family friendly. And two, their main gimmick is to talk about stories or like talk about like other movies and
yeah, so it's
news and
like
stuff. So you're really taking away the entire point of their show.
yeah, and then people gonna make it look like it's not interesting, and then they lose money because no one wants to buy the game.
What's funny enough is that in their description they literally said like, sorry, I forget what the description said. It's like somebody like, sorry for all the construction noises. They're building a legal department next door or something. So they were just like making fun of it because they know. I'm pretty sure they know it's stupid, but they couldn't say anything about it. And the worst part is, again, Ross, the guy who was building the levels, he made he was live streaming the, like, him building it or him showing it off. And apparently that video was sponsored on YouTube. Like, that whole thing was sponsored of, like, him showing it off. He was allowed to swear. He was allowed to mention brands. It's just the main video that they were working for on the Grumps was not allowed to do either. But no, Ross was able. No problem.
I mean, it was probably because it was streaming also. It's a little bit harder to.
Well, I mean, the stream, I guess, sure, but he made a highlighted video later on YouTube.
Yeah, but then the question is the video the part that gets sponsored or the stream? Because if it's the stream that's sponsored, they can't do much because they don't want. Because he.
Again, that, and they didn't tell them. They didn't tell any of them until after the fact that they made it, after they made the video. Because the Grumps had no idea about these rules, so they went through the whole
I
video
think they
and
can't.
once it was made,
I wonder if
after
they can
showed,
actually
talked
do
about
that,
it.
but it must be in the contract. And if they read the contract, they would have known. Okay, we can't do this stuff.
I don't
And
think it
it-
was in a contract. It was just like something they told them. Like
Then
during
it's not
editing.
legally bound. Then they don't need to do it. Because the
It's not
contract
about
is.
legally bonding. It's not really about being legally bonded. It's just like, it's just how the sponsorship goes. You either, if you don't do it right, you don't get the payment. You don't get the payment to begin with. You get it after it's all said and done.
Yeah, but then if it's still a contract,
I mean, I'm sure they did do it in the contract, and I don't think it was mentioned though, or anything like that.
that's the issue. If
If
it's
they
not
did, it
in
was-
the contract, they legally don't need to censor the video. But they follow the contract, and if they have not added like, oh, by the way, you can't do this stuff, then it's
Well, even if they did put in the contract, the
Then-
Aaron and Den in this case, the people playing, the legal team of the Grumps, like, their actual legal team, like, probably handled that bit, and marketing team and everything handled that bit, but they weren't really notified. At least Aaron and Den were not notified that they had to do that. They made the video already, and then they had to go in and censor it all.
yeah. Which is both terrible by the legal team and Activision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if that is the case, but I would heavily blame Activision in this case, because who the fuck makes that as a rule? Like, you can't say any other brand at all.
Yeah.
Anything. Just no brand name. The only brand name they were allowed to say was Band-Aid, and I guess because it's, like, universally known as a normal thing when it's not. It's not Band-Aid, it's bandage. Band-Aid is
It's actually a
brand.
company.
Yeah.
But I think it's big. Actually, I listened to this a while ago about it because of this. Oh yeah, they were talking about different stuff. But apparently a lot of brands has gotten known as. It's same with like Kleenex. Apparently, it's really known for one thing. It's a brand. It's a company, but it doesn't matter what it is. It's Kleenex or something because the brand was so big that even if it's just like a different brand, it's like, oh, Kleenex. Like, okay. Like Band-Aid.
Kleenex,
like
you got a Band-Aid. I think there are actually more things that are like that.
Yeah, but it's because you always they probably was the only company back then that sold it that much, so it was more known back then. And then by time new brands comes up and it's like, oh, that's Band-Aid, but in reality it's like a fucking off-brand company just with a total different name. Still, that gotta suck though. Being like losing to a big company with the same name, with a different name, because it's more known.
Oh, fucking well. But anyway, we pretty much passed our 3-hour mark because, good God, we talked about Star Wars for 2.5 hours. I mean, granted, we didn't because the beginning was about Psychonauts. Like, we talked about Psychonauts and then moved on to this.
Then we were gonna do a short part about Star Wars and then.
Short. No. Okay, look, the real fault is mine on that one. Because, again, I went into the spiel of the plot. I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but at the same time, I was like, well, it'd probably be nice to do that. And then I'm like, probably somebody could make something funny out of this in the future. Like, even if it was, like, way in the future, like, years from now, like, maybe. But
they're gonna make someone falling asleep, or they're like, can we get on?
They ignore this episode.
Episode 29. Also, by the way, I need the fucking thumbnail. Just send me the new file.
I'll get to it. But, yeah. So, might as well go ahead and end it off here.
Actually, wait, you may have.
Yeah.
I remember something.
What? No, I didn't send you the thumbnail.
Are you sure about that? Didn't you send it maybe 2 weeks ago?
No.
I'm gonna make sure because, we should have done this show for 2 weeks ago.
I don't think I sent you one. Hold on, let me go check my folder that I have for this.
I'm just making sure I can use.
Nope, I did not send you one. I did not make a 29.
Wow, you're 2 weeks too late with that then.
What do you mean?
Because we were meant to do this 2 weeks ago and we didn't do it because I think I fell asleep.
No, I only send you the thumbnail when I know we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear from you, and I saw that your icon was yellow, and at that point I was like, okay, well, alright, I guess we're not doing it. So I just said, okay, no need to make a thumbnail if we're not gonna do it. And I didn't do it tonight because I didn't feel like it. So I'll get to it. But, yep, might as well go and end off here because that, we've been doing it for enough time.
Yeah.
Sorry again.
You ever had enough for each other? Until next week.
Now you're gonna stop eating these damn things.
Yeah, you're gonna get fat.
Fatter. I'm already fat. Alright. So anyway, as we usually do at the end of these, we plug our socials, which in my case is just Nexus7C everywhere. On Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, it's all the same.
Yeah. Sweetbot Gaming on YouTube, which if you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, you would see the name. And my Twitter and Twitch is Sweetbot Catboy. And I don't think my ad is Sweetbot Catboy. Actually, no, yes it is. I don't know.
It's Sweet Catboy.
Yeah. And my Discord is also Sweetbot Catboy. Fun fact.
Not to myself. We made a random joke. I don't know why we made the joke, but
No, it was because
you called yourself. It's because you called yourself a girl in our server, so we just kind of renamed you to that.
yeah, and I've never changed it back or anything. I just like, I don't care.
Normally, your name is, or at least before, it was Swing Boy, and then in parentheses Alexander, and so we basically just switched it to Swing Girl.
I don't know if that actually ever.
Alexander.
I think this is after switch to Sweden Cat actually.
Well, it was still the cat. I'm just mentioning Swing Boy, but yeah, it was Swing Cat Girl in this case. But
Yeah.
Well,
My
Ben,
cat.
we changed it to that just to make fun of the fact that you messed it up.
No, because the thing is,
Well,
I
it's
quoted
pretty-
myself from a stream I did.
Well, at that point, wouldn't you messed up in your stream?
No, I didn't mess up. I just fucking said for no reason. Like, I just said it because I was playing a certain character, which is cute girl, and I'm like, and it really was like the clip is on my YouTube video, but it's like I'm an adorable fucking girl. I said it from nowhere.
Well, basically, we just thought it was funny that you said it, so we just went along with it. Nicknamed you.
You weren't even in it.
And you
I
did.
used no. It was because I sent a quote to Eve or told Evil to add it as a quote.
Yeah.
It was
So
a
there you go.
Rainbow Six Siege stream.
I'm actually curious. What is that quote real quick? I think it's 14, 13. Which one is it?
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm
At
gonna-
this point, I don't know if he has the order correct.
let's see. Quote show.
What to do? What to do?
14. Z apparently. 13. Oh, that's not what I said. No.
Why did you edit it?
I pushed up because I thought it was gonna show it again, but no, it went and edited what I last said. Z's. Alright.
Try older number, like 2 or 3.
Okay. Created.
That's
What?
I don't-
I'm just exposing the quotes now. Wait. Imagine the box cutter is a knife. I would have thought your box cutter was a peacock. Oh, I remember that joke. I remember me saying that. It still has these tests.
Go for.
4?
8 doesn't exist. What?
Questionable. There it is. It is 4. Nice. Oh, did you see the latest one?
I don't know which one is the latest one.
15. This one. It was fucking hilarious when he said it. I'm like, oh my god, that sounds right. That does not sound right.
Exposing evil in Discord.
Yeah, if anybody wants to know what's going on here, because audio-wise, join my Discord. It is in my YouTube description, and I don't think it's on my Twitch about page yet. I don't think. it is. It
I
could be,
think
though.
I have it, so I have mine, not his. His doesn't.
Yeah.
You have to go
Mine is
for fucking.
Mine is literally just if it's not on my Twitch about page, just go over to chat and just put !! Discord. It'll be there anyway. But just make that easier. And if you're on YouTube, it should be in my YouTube links and also my description.
Yeah. Which, guys, you will find our stuff in our individual. I don't know if he has both my Twitch and YouTube, but I have both his Twitch
I
and his
usually just
YouTube.
have your Twitch because at that point you can just find your YouTube.
It's
And
we're
honestly-
talking about people. They don't even know what our description is.
Ah.
Guys,
I don't know
the
why.
description is the thing under the video. Where you can press often, sometimes it says show more. And there is often a lot of text that describes sometimes the video, sometimes it
Yeah, but
had
then tell us in the
leaks.
comments something pretty long, and it's gonna say show more down there. It's like, you mean this one? Like, sure. Yeah. That's usually why I sometimes tell people to write stuff in the description. Go check the comments and make sure to write, tell us what you think in the description.
Yeah, because people, and this is just, I don't understand. I have seen so many people like
Don't
ask.
forget to subscribe to that bell.
Oh, but that's a standard thing.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but I mean, the point is, hit subscribe. Don't do the bell too,
Yeah, and also you should actually follow and watch our streams because Nexus at this point is actually trying to get affiliate because he doesn't do double streaming anymore, so he can actually earn affiliate without having issues. Is it good? Probably not. It's
Wow.
Twitch.
I don't.
It's Twitch, okay? That's.
Well, okay. I thought you were saying like, am I good? No, because I was.
Well,
about to say
no,
that
you're not good
I
either,
don't
but
badmouth-
that's.
I'm about to say I don't badmouth you. Come on now.
Hey, you're not good, okay? I don't need to tell them that. They can figure that out themselves.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let them figure it out themselves. Don't freaking throw preconceptions at them. Let them figure it out. But yeah, basically, yeah. So with me, I basically try to stream from Monday to Thursday. That's my stream schedule. Wednesdays are collab days between me and him. So basically, when you see the next podcast episode, it'll be 2 weeks from now if we don't skip it, and next week will be a game.
Which is Fallout 76.
Yeah. Oh boy. That's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, and tomorrow, for anyone even here at the moment, if you're dropping in and you haven't chatted or anything, tomorrow I will be playing Resident Evil 7. Yay.
Woo! And
I've already
I'm.
started it, for anyone knowing. I've already started it. We're gonna start from, if everybody knows where the 3 dogs are, like the 3 dog medallions or whatever, that's where I am. So,
Yeah.
not very far.
And I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow or not because technically it's an off day for me, but I might stream because I skipped. Well, I accidentally skipped Monday. Tuesday I was gonna stream, but then I broke my controller, which I was like, I don't fucking feel streaming. So I might stream tomorrow, but I don't know yet. I have had
Monday under duress.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. I had to make. Yeah, the usual thing that happens is that I have to tell my sister get to sleep because she fights sleep like crazy. She didn't go to sleep until like 1:30 or something. I ended up falling asleep and woke up around like 4. I'm like, fuck no, I ain't streaming. Nope. Done with that. But yep, that's basically that. So if anybody wants to catch any of the streams, either me or him, follow Twitch and all that other stuff.
And if you wanna watch the VODs, everything is gonna be on YouTube on my side. I don't know what he's gonna do, but
It will be for me if the stream went well. If it didn't go well, you're not seeing it. You're not getting it. Or if it's like one of those like basic games, like let's say I've played
Yeah.
like Papers, Please in the past, and I haven't exported that. It's still a Twitch VOD.
Yeah.
So
I have stuff like I play certain games that I don't upload, but there's multiplayer games unless it's like a series with a friend. Which me and Nexus does. I'm probably gonna upload Fallout 76 though.
it depends on if it's good. If it's not,
No, I'm just gonna upload it.
Okay. I'm going to record it for highlight reasons because we know there's gonna be something to highlight on that.
It's a fucking Bethesda game. It's gonna be buggy as shit.
It's gonna be exactly.
So we're gonna like randomly just fucking
Name a
teleport.
Bethesda game that does not have bugs. I'll wait.
I don't know. No Bethesda games. I know Skyrim, which is the buggiest shit ever. I don't believe Oblivion is not too buggy. It's buggy, but it's not like.
There were some issues with Oblivion I found out recently. That's like, oh, okay. usually voice acting stuff. Like there was one person where they changed voices mid script, so it's like you say one of the dialogue options, they sound like a brittle old man. The next one, they sound normal. It's like, okay. And then another person, like you say a dialogue, like they start saying their dialogue, like, wait, hold on, let me try that again. And then they repeat their dialogue, and the character has stopped moving their mouth, and you just still hear the person talking, just like, did they forget to cut that?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be playing Fallout 76 next week as our Wednesday collab. So hope to see you guys there.
Hopefully, yay.